So Scuttle no longer has the breakable shield that's broken with CC or Smite. It just has more health now. So champions that were like Lee Sin, that were popular but struggled breaking the shield, now don't have to. They can just walk up and hit it for free and, start to break down the health on the Scuttle Crab a bit easier.
Yeah, like in danger of turning this into basically a podcast. Like we just cut all of this and then say,
Yep.
duo jungle changes breakdown. And and yeah, it's just like what else have we not talked about? Oh yeah, the pings, the new pings. We have
New
a lot
pings,
of.
yeah.
Will we see them on the screen? Do you know?
I actually not sure. I'd imagine so. If we see them on the minimap, then yeah, I'd imagine so.
That should be quite a new experience, and I love the new things. And also, you can vote for dragons now, right? You can vote for objectives, which is amazing because, like, in solo queue, like, I mean, League of Legends has never been like a game on comms for solo queue. Like, you just queue up and just play, and then maybe you type in chat, maybe you don't type in chat, and yeah, like having the voting system is so much easier. I do love this change so much.
I think it's definitely cool. I think it would be cool if they could integrate it into Spectator as well somehow. Like, I don't imagine the pros will use it at all because they have DOMs, but at our level, it would be cool to see how the teams are voted and see what their thought process is. I don't know if they'll ever do that, but I mean, it would be cool nonetheless.
Oh, just one thing that that we kind of miss is like the camp tech trade, right? So we kind of briefly talked about it, and apparently, so on if we have a camp tech rift, we will have like boosted, not boosted, but like evolved jungle plants. So like the fruits will have like give you a bigger heal, no, the usual heal, but you get a bonus shield, and the blast cones, it's like it goes twice, I believe. But I don't know how that mechanics work.
I think it is twice. Yeah, twice the distance.
That might be helpful where you can go through. I'm actually not sure. Is there some blast cones where you can go through 2 walls with the extended range? I don't think so.
One that I did see was the one on red side blue buff. They have that one just behind the blue buff, and you can now get over to the tier 2, so you can like gank over that bigger chunked corner wall. But I can't think of any like other crazy ones. It's mostly the ones around buffs, I guess.
Okay, that is actually so busted. Like, imagine you're like top laner, right? I always think about a top laner because I am one, right? You're chilling, you're freezing the wave, and the jungler just blast goes over to get you. That is wow. I love the change.
Yeah, definitely. The last thing is the Scry's Blooms get evolved now as well. So they do like an AOE clear that speeds you up when you're traveling towards enemies. So it's all about like being able to move around the map quicker, which then if you pair with something like Gus Walker, you've got junglers just sprinting everywhere. And poor little me as an AD carry gets one shot all times.
Okay, so I believe we should be getting into Champ Select soon-ish.
I hear music, so possibly very soon.
Oh yeah, I did hear music as well. Producers, are we?
Okay, nice. So yeah, we're gonna jump into Champ Select now. We should let you guys know. So we're Bristol versus the Water Merchants, which is Bath University, and we did allude slightly to some of the players on Bristol. Didn't get as much time to prep on Bath, so apologies. But hopefully, Champ Select will enlighten us into what the teams want to play.
Yeah, I hope it. Will we see everything at once, or will we see them like bit by bit?
Should be bit by bit, I'm hoping.
Oh, apparently we have a delay in Champ Select. Yeah.
Okay.
How's
We'll just wait. Well, that's okay. We'll wait. We can play a game of guess which champion's going to picked by the sounds, but maybe not the best idea. So,
I think. Okay, we're not doing that, right? Okay, we're not doing.
No, we're not doing that. As fun as that would be. We're just remaking the Champ Select for everyone at home. Just again, some slight issues. We hopefully, well, we won't have any proxy picks, which is something worth mentioning whenever we watch the Newell. There won't be any proxy picks. We've already done a pre-draft, so the teams know what they're playing. It's going to be fresh to us, and we'll get to chat about it with fresh eyes. But everything that's locked in will be, what people are playing in the right places.
Will the players will not pick in pick order, right? So they would just pick their champions. Is that correct?
That's what I would imagine. Yeah, as I say, we've done a pre-draft now, so it cuts out the need for any proxy picks. So it might be quick, so we won't have much time to analyze. But hopefully, we've got the spectator anyway, so that will help.
Yeah, and it is 7:13. We hope we can get into game fairly quickly. I'm hearing some champion select sounds, or are we? Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, we are going to be hopping in now. So finally, we'll get to talk about these drafts. We've alluded to so much about preseason and so many of these changes. It's now time to see what these teams prioritize through the draft, and it will be Bristol picking first for the blue side. What do they lock in here for this first ban, at least?
I'm not sure if I
Okay.
see anything on the screen right now.
Seems like Callista is broken the overlay tool for champ select, so maybe we will have to just work on that on the backside. Just bear with us again. Apologies for any of the issues, but that's okay. Trying to see if we have any preseason stuff to fall back on whilst we wait here.
Yeah,
Okay.
do
Okay, yeah. It looks like we're just going to take a very short break here on the stream. So bear with us, stick around for a few minutes here. We'll get back to you very shortly once we've fixed the champ select issues. See you soon. Hello
Okay,
and welcome back to the final week here of Swiss for the Newell Amazon University League of Legends Winter Split. We have now resolved some of the issues for Champ Select, so we're just going to be looking at a straight window capture. So we're going to be getting into this very soon, and hopefully we've had a slight inclination that it's going to be a spicy draft. So very excited to see what these teams have picked.
me too. It's just literally just waiting. I think the bands will probably be the same bands. Yeah, it looks like it's the same bands because we did his Zoe before. Zoe is a champion that I don't think we saw a lot in Worlds. I don't think we actually saw it, but I do think Zoe can work in like a lot of not a lot, some kind of team comps where if you want a long range mage, then or like a burst mage, then Zoe is kind of that person.
Yeah, absolutely. Like you say, very low priority. So maybe a target ban that we haven't really had chance to allude to yet is that teams in New will obviously target ban. So they will specifically ban some of those champions. But we're getting through it thick and fast here now. So quickly to run through, we've got Carthus, Graves, and Zoe banned, Shen, Kaiser, and Viego, and then we're just throwing picks at us left, right, and center here. Cookie, good lord, that was fast.
Yeah, we got Cassante on blue side as well. Nice Lulu Jinx. Um, and then we have Senna. So I assume that will be Senna Cho'Gath bot lane. Wow. Okay. And Fiora top lane is more normal, probably trying to counter the Cassante.
Yeah, possibly. I mean, obviously, if there's anyone who's good into tanks, it's going to be the Fiora, and the parry is going to be great against basically all of Cassante's kit, right? So, very nice pick there. As with the second round of bans, we're taking Silas, Yone, Vex taken away. Again, possibly target bans because not much of a meta champion there.
Yeah, we do see some kind of like meta jungle bans, like as you mentioned, Carthus, Graves, Viego, but I think Bel'Veth as well. So Bel'Veth was banned, and we have Rise
Oh my.
coming out and Echo on the blue side, and we have Syndra and Kha'Zix coming out. So Syndra mid lane, Kha'Zix jungle. Yes, that makes
Yes.
sense.
Yes. So, I mean, first things first, Rise picked, I'm guessing, in response to the Run of Ages being back. I would imagine that's what they're going to build. We'll have to see. Kha'Zix being picked, we talked about Assassin Jungles with Gust Walker. So that's an interesting one because that's not a tank jungle, which is not what I expected.
Yeah, I didn't expect as well. It must be some. Oh, it's the tank Echo, right? It's the Iceborne Gauntlet. I hope it's an Iceborne Gauntlet Echo. I don't know why. I just kind of like it's that kind of nostalgic feeling. Um, but looking at Red Side though, really really scary comp. Think
Mm-hmm.
about the scaling, the
Yep.
infinite scaling Cho'Gath, Senna, Syndra. Kind of like it takes a long time to actually like stack all of your splinters to get to your true form, not final form. Um, yeah, Fiora obviously a very strong into Cassandra as we mentioned. I do think I really like Red Team's draft for some reason, just because big numbers basically.
Yeah, and I mean, Cho'Gath, as I said, on the PBE was extremely popular. The new items really synergize with his kit because they're all about max HP. Radiant Virtue is not one that we covered, but that's going to give your teammates extra stats when you ult, so they're going to get ability haste and heals as well. So Cho'Gath ults in the middle of the fight. Some of his team are getting healed up as well. But if we're talking about the scaling on the red side, the scaling on the blue side is not terrible either, right? Because you've got Jinx, Lulu, which is good. Rise, obviously, renowned scaler. Cassante doesn't scale terribly either, from what I've seen. So it's kind of going to be a game of the late battles by the looks of it.
The problem is Rise is very, very short range. Syndra has much longer range than Rise, and obviously Senna kind of just shoots you from half a screen away. Rise will have kind of a hard time functioning as like a main DPS carry. Might need something actually like a flank or a very good use of the Realm Warp to actually do things. Um, Maybe can combine it with the Echo. To do some proactive plays on the map. Um, that could happen, but again, yeah, it seems like the draft is very it's like a very generic draft. But again, you don't there's nothing really stands out like Lulu and Jinx, sure, but um, you can't really gank for it. Basically, because you're Lulu Jinx, so you kind of just wait for it to scale. Cassante gets parried by Fiora. Uh, well, where does Rise and Echo go? Trying to invade the jungle, I guess. But that's also nerfed, so I don't rate blue team's draft that much, unfortunately.
Okay, interesting. So I mean, I guess Cookie's already got a favorite going into this game, and it's going to be the red side here. We'll have to see if it pans out. I mean, I think the one thing we will say is if this Jinx Lulu bot lane does get ahead, I don't know how Cho'Gath Senna play the game later on. Yes, Senna's going to scale and stuff, but like Jinx has good reset potential on the red side team, so we'll have to see basically how the early game goes. Maybe I guess we could try and hazard a guess as to how these junglers are going to path early. Like, where do we expect the early action to be, and where should we keep our eyes?
Um, it's very hard to say actually because um Echo might want to focus on getting a flash out of Syndra early. That will be my guess, but that kind of means that Skeko can kind of start wherever he likes. Um, for Kha'Zix, probably want to give Fiora a bit of a lead, probably. Because if you get a Fiora lead, it can snowball really hard given this favorable matchup, especially with plates and all that.
Okay, yeah, and that's actually the one of many things we did miss. Plates give slightly more gold. They also have slightly more armor, which now means their herald is worth like that little bit more because it does true damage to plates. So we'll have to see if teams do still keep the priority high on the herald, because again, it's going to give teams a lot of potential to play through. And I think playing through topside, enabling this Fiora to really like hit the split push hard is going to be a big thing for this red side team. So we'll have to see how they decide to play this game out.
Yeah, and are we going to go to a break?
No, we're just loading into game now.
Okay.
So yeah. So obviously, for those at home who have never caught a university broadcast before, 3 minute delay to get us behind for spectator, and we will start to load into the map now. As yeah, that's the exciting thing that we're waiting for. We're just getting everything set up on the backside, so just bear with us. We've broken down these drafts. You already said you're favoring this red side draft. That is the Bristol side. I realized we didn't really clarify Bristol are on the red side there. So we'll have to keep an eye out. Superstar 500 LP80 Carry Soren is on that side. So keep an eye on them. But yeah, we should be on the Rift shortly.
Yes, in fact, we are on the rift now. So the gates are about to open, and looking at the runes and items looks very uh, st- 5v5 tournaments or university level tournaments, having like this traditional strategy of win lane, win game, what is tried and tested, always true. Like if you can get a kill in lane, you're sure of that. Go for the ignite, go for the secure.
And the wave's not too terrible for bonks as well, so the lack of TP isn't going to hurt them. They are down a little bit of farm, sure, but yeah, the wave not terrible. It's mid lane at the end of the day. Scooby's going to try and look here. Soren's already pushing up here, getting some slows down onto the Jinx, about a third of her health going. Can Jamie hit the knock up here? Slow coming onto the Lulu. The traps are going to be used early out of Jinx. They're playing in the alcove. There's the knock up onto Lulu. I think this is disaster for the blue side bot lane here. They're trying to fight back as best they can. There's another knock up onto the Jinx. Polymorph actually nearly saved the Jinx there. Scooby, very low health. Lulu will trade one back, so it's 1-for-1 so far. Can Red Side get out? Flash over from Jamie, but it's a disaster as they're going to get taken down by Chocolate Bar and Soren left alone. The Master AD carry cannot get it done, and it's 3 kills going the way of the blue team.
That's such a disaster for Red Side. I believe that's Bristol. It's a very good attempt to try to get Scooby, but never mind. Scooby is back in the top lane again. Oh, that's Bonks in the top lane trying to gank.
Oh, Bonks, yeah, it is here. Haste already at half health, but there's the grand challenge already used, and the ultimate coming through. Unleashed power will unleash death on Cassante as Haste will pick up the kill finally onto Cassante.
Yeah, that's obviously good for Bristol, but once again, like that gank didn't work out in the bot lane. So as you're saying, Jinx Lulu wants to scale, and looks like they will be scaling just fine. Like because basically not behind in lane. Jinx with a healthy 40 CS, maybe not getting the kills she wanted, but also having a cull, just basically chilling, trying to get to that strong late game Jinx, Lulu Jinx that we always talk about.
Definitely, but I mean, with that kill topside and Bonks playing topside, I'll just hold that thought just in case. No, with Haste getting that kill topside, I wonder now if Bristol do have their win con in Haste. They're already up a healthy amount of CS, and they had the push as well. And Scooby here just trying to play in the vision. There's a control ward in that tri-brush, so not going to be able to get anything done here. Just going to go back to his own jungle and carry on farming up for his jungle pet.
Yeah, actually, very, very good vision control by Bristol, actually. Looking at both top and bot lane, the river brushes, they're both pinged. And this is very good because it enables Scooby to do a lot of things. There's a successful attempt at top when Bonks roam top. There's like a not very successful attempt by Scooby trying to gank bot lane. But all these comes from the vision that the laners have created just by being able to outpush the enemy laner to have that prio in that river area.
And worth noting, Clouddrake is up and available. Scooby on that bot side is just trying to look for something sneaky to get into those bottom river bushes. So I'll have to see if they can get anything from that. Chocolate Bar is also bot side, so maybe we'll be able to counter gank Bonk. He's also moving it as well, so keep an eye on the minimap for that. It's going to just ping back there as well. So we just take a quick look at ultimates. Rise does have his available. The Realm Warp is there. So what can we place down? I think Jungler's maybe just happy to walk away. Scooby still hovering. Oh, Lulu. Oh, the flash forward from Soren. The root is going to land. Scooby is going to take that one. Patience is a virtue here for this Bristol side as they take a kill on the bot side to the unsuspected support.
Is that another solo bolo to mid lane?
It is, yeah. Bonk's just the solo bolo god, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, Syndra in his current iteration has bonkers damage. And it's like, playing Ryze is such a short range champion against Syndra is so painful. So painful. With 2 kills now, Syndra probably finishing the Ludens on this back. Maybe get a boots as well, perhaps. And that will basically allow Bongs to just keep on going around the map, keep on spreading that lead for Bristol.
I'm very worried for this Jinx with such a fed Syndra. 2-0-1 already. Yeah, pretty scary. We actually got a nice glimpse there of a jungle pet evolving on screen. So that is now both junglers have their unleashed smite. So that's part 2 of their smites. That's their 900 damage smite as well. So we're not going to see any crazy, steals because of smite diffs. They're both at the same point, and I think that was kind of, intentionally in the designs as well. Scooby just looking to start his Herald, and blue side are going to be doing the Drake.
Yeah, kind of it should be uncontested. Jamie looking to just scouting out. Well, it's done for them, so it's just gonna leave and go back to bot lane. Quite a late objective take by by both teams, actually. Both teams not really that focused on the objective, more focused on the lane states and trying to get advantages from killing people. Understandable, but maybe now Scooby trying to look for Cassante again.
Yeah, unsuspecting. The bush isn't warded. Already at about half health. Chocolate Bar is semi around, but Self Reflection just completely oblivious to where Scooby is here. Going to walk up here. Has the third Q available, so can knock up. Senna's going to use that ultimate nice and early. Unstoppable coming through from Self Reflection, but a jump forward from Scooby does knock Scooby back into the tower, but I think we'll be able to walk out. Chocolate Bar is here. Maybe thinking whether he has the damage here. Jinx Rocket will go wide, and Scooby another successful gank for this Kha'Zix.
Yeah, as you were saying, the jungle pet really helped Kha'Zix. So we have full vision on the map, so it didn't look that great, but with the speed that Kha'Zix moved from the brush to the gank was really hard to counterplay.
Get a bit of an overshot there at mid as well. Bot lane getting some trading back and forth. Low mana for the Cho'Gath, so has ultimate available now, but as I say, with low mana, maybe not looking to push. Senna already at 40 souls, by the way, at 11 minutes, so that's not too shabby, if you ask me. Going to interrupt those bases as well. But yeah, Senna and Soren, we said in Champ Select there's someone to keep their eyes on, being the 500 LP master player, and already looking pretty good for this bot side on Bristol.
Yeah, bot lane of also Chocobo are trying to take this Herald, but Haze is coming to, well, stop this attempt, basically. And as I was saying, in the bot lane, Senna Cho'Gath having so much prior over Jinx Lulu, it's really detrimental to Bath's early game, where although they've taken the first dragon, but I don't think Bristol will let them take any more from now on. And oh my god, Jamie's so low.
But he manages to get a nice sidestep. Soren going to walk back up there. Nice heads-up play to block the Mega Inferno Rocket. Just going to walk that one away there. Yeah, very close for the red bot side.
Yeah, it's actually really good for Bath to actually force a back from Jamie. Scooby doing the Herald, but that's fine. Basically, because IMG Tracks and Ocean Croc were like low on resources all the time in the bot lane. But never mind that. Scooby's going for another top lane gank, looks like.
Oh, Self-Reflection. I'm so sorry. Scooby has a 10 up here. He's got Herald available as well. And if nothing else, I think this tower's gone. Haste just going to get some poke down. But 2/3 missing health for Self-Reflection. Have to see if Haste can get this wave pushed in. Although the blue side here has responded. That's the root and the knock-up coming through. Stun from the Echo and a shutdown going the way of Chocolate Bar there. A slight overstay for Scooby has caused disaster for this blue side jungler.
Yeah, that is interesting decision making, not going for the gank. But Bong's doing not that much yet. Not that much damage on Mio. Bong's actually, I think, hasn't unlocked the double sphere yet. He has to have, right?
I would imagine so.
Can we see, please, can we see how many splinters have Bongs unlocked now? Any chance?
No, it doesn't look like that.
65,
okay.
65, 65.
Okay, nice.
So Bongs has unlocked the two spheres. The two spheres is such, and actually, the first two upgrades of Syndra splinters are actually so impactful. So if you don't know, so at 60 stacks, your W gets, I think, bonus true damage. And the first one is most important, which allows you to do a really dirty combo. With two spears, you can do a QE into WQ into ultimate, which is just so much damage. And we see that, like, Mio, did get killed 2 times. And I would assume that would be the combo that killed him.
Yeah, very likely. And also, obviously, the W slows as well, so it's pretty undodgeable. As just like that, yep, that's exactly what we thought. Bonks using the Unleashed power there to just delete Mio off the map, just not able to play this game. Herald is available here as well, so maybe they'll look to use that mid.
Yeah, and after that, they can also go to the Inferno Dragon. So it's a very smooth transition for the side of Bristow. Very easy game plan. Let the Herald do the second charge. Maybe he won't get it when Chocobar comes to clear it, but it looks like Scooby is going for a reset before taking the Dragon, looks like.
Yeah, but I mean, they have the bot lane pressure, so I think that's okay. He's going to base and get, I would think, a full item. So, yeah, I mean, just looking at this gold graph differential, mid lane, pretty big gap there. As you could see, Syndra very far ahead. And there is that Infernal Drake, which we spoke of.
Yeah, important question for a team. Never mind Chocobar actually doing something here, trying to get Soren.
Oh, does
Ooh.
have the stun down. It's not going to land. Not going to be there in time. Soren already taken very low there. Oh, but the Jinx Rocket will be enough. And Chocolate Bar able to finish that one off. Can Scooby turn this one around? Mio is here as well. So I think Bristol are happy to just walk away and not try and get a counter. Scooby's just going to play it very secretly in this bush. I think Blue Side should just go for the dragon. Just.
Never mind, the Realm comes in.
Okay, yeah, they're just going in for it. Jamie, one shot. There we go. He's going to take him down. Bonks is over this bush, so a nice QE. There we go, onto the Lulu will cause. Ooh, but a nice flash actually from this Lulu. Going to keep them alive. And it's blue team turning to this dragon. Bath just taking control in this bot side.
Yeah, what an amazing play by Bath. The dragon is taken by Bath, and looks like they should be able to get away safely. Choco by actually trying to go for Bonks here.
Bonks was slowed by the Jinx W there, trying to walk this one out. There's the center ultimate and a flash over to keep them alive. I think that's it. Oh, but Scooby just decided, nope, I didn't want to be alive much longer, as Exhaust will stop him getting the kill. And now this Jinx, 1-1-4, may be able to scale a bit better than we initially thought.
Yeah, I mean, Scooby, that was quite ambitious, but that's a kill, well, another kill for Bristol. And yeah, actually looking at Jinx not having a mythic yet, that is a little concerning, but I assume that Jinx has quite a lot of money in the bank right now. So yes, the Kraken Slayer and the Boots and a Zeal coming in for IMG tracks. And well, although Jinx is like the first item is not like a super great right now, especially like given that you have a 301 Syndra to contend with. But as long as you continue to scale, maybe Chocobar can like provide more help in the bot lane. I'm sure that Jinx will actually be a monster in the next 5 minutes.
We'll have to see how that's actually going. We are just going to have to keep an eye as well on Chocolate Bar. 4-0-2 here now, by the way. Was 7,500 gold. So yeah, despite the 1.5k gold deficit for Bath, I do think that they're still able to keep up because of this echo here. They're looking for Bonk on this top side. Haste was in the bush above them, so we'll have to see if they help at all. But it's a nice knockback there from Bonks. Already taken low. Everfrost root going to come through. Bonk is able to trade one despite the CC. So now it's a rewind there from the Echo trying to dash back out. Does dash back on top of Scooby, who's able to get that kill despite the root. Double kill going the way of Scooby there. And the hover from Haste means that Bristol can turn this one in their favor, and they're now going to push in. I don't get to catch a breath here. This is a trade bot side, but I think actually... Okay, maybe we're good. We're good.
I think we're good. IMG track just hitting the tower and not in really a lot of danger here unless he gets hit by the W center. Oh, should be fine.
Yeah, hopefully. Flash in from Jamie. It's very ambitious there as the Wild Growth going to come through as well. They're just going to kite this one out. Too slow for Jamie. Does the Mega Rocket land? It does not. Going to fly past there, but another kill going the way of this Jinx.
Oh, and we got a rage quit here. Okay, Haze has reconnected. No worries. Yes, quite ambitious by Jamie's there, but giving more kills to Jinx is not a good idea. As we were talking before the game, Jinx is kind of the key piece for Bristol's composition here. You want the Lulu Jinx to be ahead enough to deal with all the different threats that comes from Bristol's side. Yeah, but overall, the game is a bit of just a constant fighting at the moment. We can look at Dragon in around 2 minutes. Maybe there will be a big organized team fight. The Herald is also up for the taking, but it looks like Bristol has the control over it right now.
Definitely so. They have all the pushing waves as well. With Chocolate Bar bot side, I think this will be free for Scooby. Cassante is just going to show up and say hi, flash and emote. But yeah, no contest there as well. And a nice time to take the Herald as well, because we're 50 seconds off the Baron. So we could maybe see some, like you say, with the 1 minute on the team fight around Drake, we might get some nice... if Bristol come in the team fight, they might be able to chain together a Herald, Baron, and Dragon all at one time. So yeah, great time for them to take that. Oh, but Mio with the flank of the Realm Wall, the double route going through onto this red bot side. Soren's ultimate will not be enough to keep Jamie alive. And that... Oh, okay. I did not expect that rocket to do that much damage to Soren.
I can't believe this. Like 10 minutes ago, the Jinx had 0 kills. I mean, 10 minutes is a long time in League, to be fair. But Jinx has been steadily getting kills, now having a 400 gold bounties. Literal monster to deal with, and now you have Lulu supporting this Jinx as well. What a nightmare scenario for Bristol right now. You have to call Bonks over and actually just deliver the outplay button. Otherwise, I don't see how Barth will be able, how Bristol will be able to win a team fight.
Does look very scary right now for them. This bot side, this this Cho'Gath Sen has not worked out so far, but remember it is an infinite scaling. We do have mythics on both of them, and there we see this new mythic Heartsteel. This is the one that's going to grant more HP. You're going to keep this HP. It's like the Grasp mythic, basically, like you said. So Jamie still has the potential to get nice and tanky, but Jinx will just start to shred through these team fights once Lethal Tempo is stacked with the Lulu and with the resets on the Get Excited as well.
Yeah, posturing for this dragon looks like Barth actually want to contest. Not contest, actually. Chocolate just probably want to go for steal. We have some people on the flank trying to get into position.
Yeah, Jamie just trying to do what they can to peel off this Cassante. Oh, but Chocolate Bar's just one shot on the backside of the fight. There is a root coming front to Jamie, so he's already taken down. Dragon's at 2,000 health here. Flash out from Bonks. Haste, what can they do in this fight? They are rooted, and this Jinx, there we go, has to get excited. Despite the knockback from the Syndra, it's not going to be enough with the Wild Growth. Dragon going the way of the red side. Scooby still going out on this backside, so despite losing the fight, they are able to secure this Dragon. And now Cassante tries to hunt down this Kha'Zix. I don't think they'll be able to, though.
No, Kha'Zix is too fast with the special jungle companion, which is, I forget the name already. But the important thing is actually, like, despite having so much vision on the Dragon Pit, oh, we have more fights here maybe? Or it's just trying to, yeah, probably not going to be a fight.
Doesn't look like it, no. Oh, I mean, as I say that, Scooby just... Okay. Just a little bit of teasing.
Yeah, so that happened. But as we were looking at, like, look at the map right now. Like, there's so many red pink wards on the Dragon Pit. But I was just like, so never mind, Scooby's gonna see Chocolate Bar in the red buff here.
Yeah, oh, Chocolate Bar not able to get the damage down that he wants. He's able to steal away the red buff, though, so maybe Soren could look for something here. Chocolate Bar does have access to the ulti, so could rewind if the damage gets too high, but I think we'll just wall this one away there.
Super slippery champion, and yeah, and Echo going for the I guess the traditional build where you have your magic penetration mythic and your M-Pen boots, and usually I would see a Lich Bane or a Nashus. That would be kind of a standard build. Does do a lot of damage, and like you can see how Scooby was scared, basically, like not wanting to actually duel with Chocolate Bar here. And in the top lane, Jamie looks like Jamie is the top laner now.
Yeah, despite the 3-level disadvantage, I guess. We'll have to just going to back away there. Worth noting, I mean, that fight at Dragon was pretty huge because the Bristol team were able to stop this stack of dragons there for Bath. So they were already at 2. If they got their third one, obviously then you're forcing this fight around Dragon Soul. It is going to be Mountain Soul this game as well.
Oh, TP coming in.
Yeah, TP is coming in on this mid side. We'll have to see if we can get onto that. Syndra is already having to path upwards at half health. Cassante is going to get the knockback there and the rooted. The Rocket's going to go wide here. So Bonks is already taken down. Soren, about half health, will be taken down as well. And with those kills, it's blue side turning the way to Baron. I don't see the red side contesting this.
Yeah, unless Jamie tries to go for a flash feast, maybe. Looks like he's quite happy just going for the mid wave right now, not trying for a steal. Meanwhile, though, Haste does get tier 2, but overall, bad news for Bristol.
Haste able to get this tier 2. So, I mean, this was the thing, is that Haste got ahead early, so the split pushing is a problem for Cassante. He's not really able to match. Astraxage is going to get this top tower as well, using the Baron. And we saw earlier, this Jinx is like 4,000 gold over Cho'Gath, which is the farming counterpart. So in terms of the bot lane, it's kind of insane, the gap that's happened. Like we say, this Jinx went from 0-1 to 5-2, like in the click of fingers.
Yeah, I mean, I was having high hopes for this Senna Cho'Gath, but it looks like now they are like 110 in total. It's not great news for Bristol. Like, even though you still have a strong Syndra, Scooby is still really strong with 6 kills, but against a Lulu, that might be too much to ask. Like a Lulu Jinx combo is always very scary, especially when they also have Cassante. Like Kasane actually having some gold back in the pocket now. But we see there's a top lane player here, trying to attack Mio, it seems.
We'll have to see if they do want to invest anything to try and get this kill. Dragon is about a minute up, so hopefully no disasters happen. Scooby's just lowering here. There we go. There's the jump over. Has the slow flash and Prowler's Claw coming through here. Stopwatch will try to keep Mio alive, but it's in vain as a shutdown goal going the way of Haste. And Dragon with 50 seconds away. They can base and get to this river in time.
Yeah, that's the perfect play from Bristow. Like, against like having a Baron, you try to attack one side lane early before the waves are kind of like synced and pushed. And now Bristow can use this advantage to try to like do something at Baron, not Baron, at this Dragon before Bart could respond. So as we were saying before, like there are these key areas that Bristol is very good at. They're very good at putting wards, but the problem is their positioning has been lackluster so far. So we have to see like how Bristol wants to set up this team fight.
Jamie is just basing here. Has teleport available, so we'll be teleporting into the mid tower there as well. Just wanted to stock up a mana. Prowler's Claw not yet available for Scooby, but they're going to be trying to clear out vision here. I think this looks pretty bad for the red side. Maybe they just opt to give this one up and try and push out some of these waves. And it looks like that'll be the case. Mountain going the way of Bath.
Yeah, that's really unfortunate. Looks like Bristol did not have time to set up the vision they wanted to, so they just decide to just will give this Dragon. And unfortunately, this is also Soul Point as well. So very painful decision must be. Well, tier 1 turret now getting taken down. Jamie tried to flank, maybe tried to do a cheeky Q there. Actually, will get found by... wow, never mind. There's a lot of damage coming from Scoopy.
Chocolate does still have ulti available, and Wild Growth is available as well, as now Track's trying to kite back, but Chocolate Bot is turning on to Bonk. This Fed Syndra is no more. The rocket won't land onto Scooby as Haste trying to turn this one as well. There's Realm Warp pushing them back down, and look at this machine gun from this Jinx. Brat, and Hasty's going down. They will die as Track trying to run back up now with the Get Excite. Blue are just destroying everybody on the map as they look to take the tier 2 from Bristol.
Yeah, we did not expect damage from Chocolate Bar there. Like you can see Bonks was literally just one shot with the combined damage of the Nashers and the Empen items and the Rabadon's death cap, and now the game is so much better for Bath now. Having the tier 2 mid lane open, you have access to the top side jungle, access to the bot side jungle. You're free to go in and put wards. You have the Cassante probably just walking with you to put wards, and it is very difficult for Bristol to actually do stuff because Bristol having a Fiora, not the best in team fights, not against this Lulu Jinx. And think about it, how they have to try to beat Bath in separate skirmishes or try to use a gank or a pick, but it will be so much harder losing this tier 2 tower.
Self-Reflection, I noticed as well, has built the Anathemas chains as well. It's on the Syndra, as you can see on screen right now. It's on the Syndra, so that means Bonk, the only magic dealer, I mean, besides the Cho'Gath, but it's Tank Cho'Gath. But yeah, the main magic source of damage here is going to be basically completely negated against Self-Reflection. So that is a good buy, quite a heads-up buy, I think, as well. Noticing that the Syndra was very fed and was the only source of magic. Going to build the Anathemas chains, so just completely negate that for these team fights.
Yeah, it's as you said, very, very good buy. You just have Anathema chains, and then you can just go full armor from now on. And I'm actually really surprised the Self-Reflection has come back from the game so nicely. So even though, if we look at the gold, he's still in a 3,000 gold deficit, but he's been very useful in teamfight so far. We can see the knockups, we can see the disruption that he provides. And now, too, both teams are looking to see in this Dragon. Oh, Scooby!
Has used the invis here to get onto the... Wow! Okay, bye Lulu. She's one shot as Chocolate Bar's already had to use the ultimate here. Jinx is trying to do what she can, but caught out of the positioning. Actually, not terrible damage onto Bronx there. Chocolate Bar's going to go down as well. Now it's on Self-Reflection and Mio to see if they can clean this one up. Realm Warp still available here as Cassante also has the all-out as well. Maybe looking to use this onto Jamie. Jamie is just trying to do what they can. Syndra is taking the long path here, and there's a splashback, but it's not going to be any damage, no damage at all onto this Cassante. We'll use the all-out to get this Cho'Gath down. Realm Warp invested from Mio as well. They're looking for Bonk. They're hunting down the ace. Bonk just trying to walk backwards, kind of heads up here. I think we'll be able to escape, but a great team fight for Bath, and they're going to find a lot of damage, presumably, onto this tier 3 mid.
Yeah, despite Ocean Crow falling down so early because of Scooby's, well, one combo, but now actually they win out in the team fight and should be able to get at least an inhib tower and not too brave enough to go to try to break the inhib right now, which is probably the right call given that the respawn timers are still quite low in this early stage of game. We say early, and it's 30 minutes, and the Mountains Dragon is coming up. It's Soul for Bath, and I think this will be like one final fight for Bristol to try to come back. They have very limited time now. They have like 40 seconds. They want to try to see if they can pick someone right now, but might not be happening.
Just take a look at this mini-map. There's just no vision at all for Bristol in this river. Yes, Scooby has the sweeper now around his Gromp, but it's not going to help them get in. They're going to have to try and face check into what's a pretty insane team comp to face check into. Mio's just going to get some pressure on this mid-wave as well. Let's look at Self-Reflection's health bar now. 4,500 health for him. Bonks is trying to do what they can. It's flash out from tracks and wild growth is used already. So it's a good start here for Bristol. Can they capitalize on it? Jamie, I think, trying to look for the Devour. Not able to find it so far. Self-Reflection just eating all this damage up. Half health here is taken down very low. So if they use all that ulti now, will be very low on health. Bristol are just winning out with their health bars currently. Can Chocolate Bar maybe find an engage here? Jamie trying to look for more. Bonk's going to get a knockback there. And Lulu is gone. Bonk with so much damage is just able to take them down here as Haste is trying to look for self-reflection here. Dragon will go the way of Bristol, and they found her in on this fight through Bonk's Syndra.
Yeah, that is just a Syndra moment. Is there more Haste is trying to catch IMG tracks it, but actually will just probably back away. Oh, the QE hits!
Oh, there's a stun through Bonk. Yep, we'll one-shot this Jinx. Now on a killing spree. Mio being forced to flush out as well, so Scooby is just going to dash up here. I think they're going to turn their sights to Baron. Despite the Dragon disadvantage, despite the gold disadvantage, Bristol have found their way back into this game.
That's just Syndra diff. That is just Syndra diff. See how this champion is so busted. But actually, Bath is baby trying to contest Chocobar, lurking in the sides of the Dragon Pit now.
Yeah, Baron's already gone here. So we'll have to see if blue side tried to try and turn a fight, or did they just let them recall? I think that's the case. Yeah, so Bristol, they even up the gold here. They're wearing purple, and the Dragons are still relatively even as well. With 4 minutes on the next Drake, who can turn this game back around? We'll have to see. Bristol doing such a good job here to bring it back in their favor.
Yes, absolutely. Like it's like these fights are actually really intense, and what Bristol did well there is to use their burst early, especially on Bonks. Trying to engage here in the mid lane. Looks like Mio, Ocean Croc, and Chocolate Bar will just run away kind of in peace. We might have a bit of a lull state in the game very soon. As I say that, there's just chasing and chasing going on. And in a bot lane, the grand challenge is issued on self-reflection, and Cassante will be taken down now, and
yeah, the all-out was used nice and early there. There's shutdowns across the board here as Bristol just trying to turn back some of these kills. Bonk's on a rampage, so this Syndra just completely unleashed now. Lulu possibly caught out, but going to dodge the knock up there. Going to walk that one out. And just, yeah, Bristol just walking through the enemy jungle now, just taking everything they want.
yeah, with this Baron, well, the second tier. Oh my god!
Wow.
I mean, nothing.
Yeah. Yep. That will do it.
It's insane. Like, look at this damage. It's not normal.
New Syndra, everybody. Lock it in. Get free LP. It's kind of crazy. But yeah, I mean, red side, they're just going to keep walking down. They're going to be able to take this mid inhibitor. They're also pressuring bot side as well, so they're kind of dragging across. As the Mega Death Rocket does do a decent amount of poke there, but yeah, I think red side just happy to walk this one back out, take that mid inhib, just walk away with the cash in their pocket.
Yeah, having mid inhib right now is so good. That kind of means that Bristol will most likely secure the area around like the dragon area before the fight starts. That means it's unlikely for Buff to try to contest that, because if you don't have your mid push, it's just a lot of complication, a lot of extra effort to do, and it'll be much harder for them to contest. Looks like Bristol is wanting to use this Baron. Maybe in the side lanes, we can see top lane, there's a slight wave pushing in. They're just going all mid ARAM style right now, though. Actually, we see Haze going to the bot, trying to fix that bot wave, trying to do something, maybe put some jungle, some wards in Bath's jungle, trying to find a pick. Yeah, there's a lot of people in the jungle right now.
And that's the problem now for this Bath side is Cassante is the only one who can face check like reliably, because Echo can still get one shot despite having that ulti. If Cassante is being dragged to these side lanes, it's not so easy. And with a minute on Dragon, you can see the lack of vision. There is one nice ward next to that mountain rock there, so they have something at least, but they're just walking into total darkness constantly in this bot side jungle.
To be fair though, like for Bath, they actually do not need to walk into the jungle. Like, given that no objectives are up, like, yes, surely. Oh my god, look at Ocean Croc, it's just gone!
Yep, Bonk's just continuing to demolish on this Syndra as Jamie is looking for more. Kha'Zix is going to jump forward onto this Jinx, and that's the Jinx gone. I think that may be game here. 5 versus 3. Can Bath hold out? They have the wave bot. They have the wave mid here. I think it may be the end of the game and a Bristol win.
It could be. Like, it depends how they can actually break this tower, like, now. Because we still have Cassante and a very fed Echo trying to defend. And looks like, yeah, looks like Bristol is just stepping away, going to set up the dragon. And, yeah, I think we will have to wait for a few more minutes.
Seems like it, yeah. They are just going to try and cheese in this bush here, so we'll have to see if anything happens. They're going to sniff out that ward. I think, yeah, just return to Dragon. Let's just play it safe. They get to 3 dragons each. We're a minute 40 on the Baron as well, so that will be up for taking. And I think that team fight may well determine who wins this game in 1 minute 40.
Yeah, but if you are Bristol, you might not even want to opt for a team fight. You just want to opt for having you don't have double TP. That's actually one of the sad things. If you don't have the TP on mid lane, you can't do those double TP G2 style plays where you send 2 solo laners to like threaten some inhibs in the side lane while you like hover a dragon. But yes, I think Bristol have like such a huge advantage that I don't think Boss will actually try to contest this Baron, given that they're 2 inhibs down. But obviously that comes with consequences, right? You're 2 inhibs down, you're losing another Baron. Now that means that Bristol will just push down the top lane after the Baron. So we'll have to see how does Bath choose to deal with this situation.
Let's see on screen. They're just going to try and clear out some vision here in this river. Again, the gold actually is still, very even, which does talk to the early game advantage that we saw for Bath. But, I mean, if Syndra just lands one QE onto either of the mid or AD carry for Bath, that's going to be a team fight win, basically. As a flash with the Q3 forward from Self-Reflection is going to see a shutdown onto Bonk. Chocolate Bar is already in a stopwatch and is taken very low here. Has his team with him, so Scooby being forced out. Soren also running up the river as well. But meanwhile, Haste is just taking everything on the base. We see recalls coming through from this blue side. If the red side can stop some of these, and they are managing to do so, Haste is going to wreak havoc to the base of Bath. They're trying. They're trying so hard. The teleport actually being invested from Self-Reflection to get back. But Jamie is trying to keep this fight going. There is 1 kill onto the Echo, a return kill onto Cho'Gath as Red Side trying to peel away. Haste not at this fight, so I think if they can walk this one away, they may be able to get out. But Soren is stuck with the traps, and I think that'll be blue team turning towards this Baron here. There's no smite available, so maybe they just walk this one away instead.
Haze is still in the wings, but probably just want to recall right here. That was so key. Jamie tries to flash silence on the teleporting Cassante, but failed to do so, resulting in basically a lost team fight. You just flash forward to try to cancel the TP and kind of just got demolished by the Jinx. And we might have Baron round 2 here, so we see 3 of Bristol's members respond, waiting for JB and Soren. Jamie has a teleport. Soren will be a bit late to the party, but also you can see Self-Reflection here, just trying to deal with this super minions. Cassante, not the best at dealing with super minions, and Bristol are just gonna start this Baron right now.
Cassante might not be the best with minions, but this red side team are definitely going to do Baron nice and quickly with a Fiora and a Cho'Gath here. Already at 6,000 health. There's nobody there from the blue side. That'll be Baron going the way of Bristol. They'll be able to wear purple now and walk in these 3 lanes. There's no in... Oh, sorry. Rather, there is 1 inhib available for the Bath side. So this will be the point of contention here, I believe. Can this blue side find a way back into this game? Can they find the pick onto any of these members? Haste just so confident in hopping over this wall.
Key to look out for is Chocobar and Bongs. Like, these two characters have been, Syndra and Echo have been doing most of the picking, but now we have super minions in the base. Maybe you can't really pick people anymore, and ooh!
Bonks is just going to get some damage down. I don't think they're going to be able to trade a kill here. Oh, but there's a root coming through. Stopwatch is going to be invested from both sides. Rocket not going to do that much damage from this Jinx. Cassante trying to do everything they can on this backside, but they're just imploded like the squishy that they are to this Syndra as Bonk continues to run this game over. 11, 5, 6 now for this Syndra. They're still wearing purple as Chocolate Bar, trying to do what they can. Haste will use the parry there. They're going to walk this one out. Still not looking for the end. 1 minute on the next dragon. And I think that is going to be where they look to try and end this game.
That's quite conservative by Bristol. They really, really wanted to have a safe and secure win. It seems that they will go for the Mountain Soul and then, you know, try to walk in the waves again when the other inhibs respawn. I mean, it does give Bath an opportunity to come back. We can see this Jinx having, well, basically full items, assuming that IMG Tracks is not opting for something other than attack speed boots. But yeah, the game is just really hard for Bristol. Like, yes, Cassante is doing a lot of work, but against so much damage on the Bristol side, especially Soren, even though not having that much gold in the pocket, probably achieving a lot of souls, 140 souls right now. Like, that's pretty disgusting. Cho'Gath just chilling around with 6k health, and oh my god, look at the Syndra damage again.
Yeah, just you say it there. Bonks just opening up these fights again and again and again. Ocean Croc already at half health with shields, still not going to help here. Dragon is on the map, and Red Side are already hitting it, but Bonks just again finds the QE. Is forced into the stopwatch here. It's a nice turn back from this blue side. They're going to have already taken down Bonk, so they're going to have to try and turn this fight back for Bristol. Scooby is going to jump in and take out the Lulu here. Can they take down this Jinx? They certainly can. Jamie is able to walk away with about 100 HP left. Chocolate Bar still has the re-engage with the ulti, so could look to turn this one back. As with no Mia, it's just a disastrous fight here for Bath. They cannot find these angles. And Red Side turn towards the Dragon.
Yeah, I mean, obviously the fight looked really bad for Bath, but think about it, it was a 5v4. So it was an admirable try to contest the Dragon Soul, but ultimately the Dragon Soul goes to Bristol. That means well, basically even tankier Cho'Gath and tankier Fiora with the Death Dance and the Divine Sundra, much harder to kill. But yeah, looking at summoners wise, IMG Tracks Flash is gonna come up. Having Flash on your AD, your key piece on your team is so important, given that your threats are like Scooby, Bongs. Having the Flash will actually be so helpful, like in these fights. So now that IMG Tracks have Flash, we have to see how this next fight pans out. Looks like Bristow will be trying to do some 8-ramming, I assume.
Does seem that way. I mean, they've definitely got the health bars to do it. 6,500 health on Cho'Gath plus a shield. Yeah, it's pretty insane here. Jamie's, he's stunned up, but they're tickling him. Although I say that, he's already at half health. Chocolate Bar's been forced into the stopwatch. There is a teleport coming through. Jamie trying to get the Devour down. There's a shutdown going the way of Haste. They're trying to do what they can on this backside. Grand Challenge was used, but not able to be completed here. Knockback again from Bonk. But I think Self-Reflection just played that fight so well here. Is Scooby still trying to fish for something?
Haste in the base, by the way.
Flash out. Yeah, Haste in the base. Good call there. Cookie is Scooby's just trying to stop the recalls here. Exhaust going to come through. But yeah, Haste able to end the game. A great call there. And it's a win for Bristol here. They managed to outscale despite some early game trauma. And a great end there for Haste, a heads up play to end the game.
Yeah, it's such a long, drawn out game. 44 minutes, and we get a backdoor, expected moment from Hayes. Well, how it's a wonderful ending. Like I wouldn't expect anything else, and it was great. Like there's a lot of back and forth, and eventually, like we were thinking, oh my god, there's this big jinx coming through, and then realized that actually Syndra is still doing Syndra things on Bristol's side, and then once the bases open up, then Bristol just kind of just keep pummeling Buffin fights. But yeah, what a great game.
Literally, yeah. I mean, and I think it's fair to say the Senechoga finally found its play at the end, with Jamie just tanking absolutely everything at the end there. 6,500 health is, by no means a small amount to take away. So yeah, Bristol able to find the win there at the end, and I mean, a crazy game one. We can only imagine what game two and game three are going to be like. Hopefully, as banger as this one. That's what I'm hoping for.
Yeah, I definitely hope for it to be on the same kind of hype level, like seeing all these different picks. So amazing to watch. So we will go for a break now and see you in a few minutes.
Yeah. See you soon.
We left this town with the speakers loud and the radio playing old Sublime that we stole online, every verse we know. And we hadn't had a clue if we'd make it by noon or even where we'd go. We don't need a map, everywhere is home. We don't need a map, everywhere. The tank said E and we all agree that we're just too broke to fill it back up, so we left your truck on the road with Rome. Then we found a motel with a cigarette smell, so we knew we're close. We don't need a map, everywhere is home. We don't need a map, everywhere is home. Is where I can find some peace of mind and make my own way. I don't know where I will end up, but I'll find it someday. Keep on searching, engine burning while we're turning it around. But don't get left behind on the road. But don't get left behind on the road. Don't get left behind on the road. Don't get left behind on the road. We play Tupac Sharak and we turn our music up when he raps about hope. We hold our thumbs high and hope someone is kind enough to give us all a ride. And we wouldn't have a clue if we'd make it back to or even where we'd go. But we don't need a map, everywhere is home. A Ford stopped on the street, said where you trying to be. We said we don't really care, we'll know it when we're there. We took on down the road, he flipped on his radio. Santeria started slow, so we knew that we were close. Home is where I can find some peace of mind and make my own way. I don't know where I will end up, but I'll find it someday. Keep on searching, engine burning while we're turning it around. Don't get left behind on the road. 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 Home is where I can find some peace of mind to make my way. I don't know where I will end up, but I'll find it someday. Keep on searching, engine burning while we're turning it around. But don't get left behind on the road.
Welcome, welcome back to the final week of Swiss here at the Newell Amazon University Esports Finals for League of Legends. It's winter 2022, and game one, it's safe to say, Cookie, was an absolute banger. So maybe we'll see something similar here in game two.
I really hope so. Like game one kind of picked all of the champions that I really like to see. Like you see the big Cho'Gath, you see the Syndra, the rework Syndra, and Cassante, the new champion. And yeah, it's overall just amazing. And I really hope these teams will pick a complete set of different champions that would, just showcase how much there is to investigate in this meta.
We'll have to see. I mean, if you guys take a look on stream, we're going to be watching Kiel versus False Facade from Queen's Mary Uni. And we got a little bit of insider information about Kiel, at least in the break. Kiel have a challenger 1000 LP mid laner who I believe is a Z1 trick. So, I mean, by no means, something to be scoffed at. They also tend to play weak side through top, or play top weak side and play through bot mid. So, it's going to be different to last game because we saw, especially from the Kazakhs and the Fiora, that they were favoring the top sides. We'll have to see if we have more bot pressure this game and how that's different from the last game.
Yeah, especially if you have like your 1000 LP like player in your team, then you're probably gonna play around him. And especially being in the mid lane as like so mid lane is often said is like the most impactful lane. I think that's kind of true. As in like, you can roam around, if you win your lane early, you do so much more. And I just want to see like what BZ, well, this challenger 1000 LP player will pick and see, maybe he'll just dominate the game.
We'll have to see if Zed makes it for Champ Select. I alluded to this earlier, but normally there are target bans. We don't see many meta bans, and it's normally target bans in the university scene. So I doubt we'll see Zed get through, but if we do, that would be pretty hype. I would be okay with that.
I would be okay either way, honestly. So if you have like the mechanics to get to 1000 LP, then I think you can do all right in other champions. Zed is not a very, I mean, I might anger a lot of people here. Zed is not that unique of a champion. Is an assassin, yeah, and I think BZ plays Silas as well, just from the OVGG, and Silas again. Okay, Silas is pretty unique, but it will probably get banned given that Silas has been so popular. So if you can't play Zed, Silas, play Akali, play Yone, play. There's so many different like melee carry champions. Oh, play Kiana. So there's like so many choices for him to try to carry his team.
The thing that, I guess we'll have to see though is if he is going to choose AD mid, how does that affect the jungle and top pools? Because again, a quick scout of the OPGs beforehand, we see a lot of AD junglers and not many AP tops. I see like a Gwen game, so we have to keep an eye out on how this is going to affect the draft as well. I mean, stacking AD isn't as detrimental as it used to be, like before the item reworks, like a couple seasons ago. But yeah, we'll have to see how they decide to pick around that.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, though, I don't think like having your AP jungler pool can be quite wide right now. Like given that the new jungle changes allow for a lot more farming. When I say wide, I mean Karthus. Karthus is a champion that didn't go through Champion Select last game, but I would really want to see Karthus in the game. I know it's like, oh, Karthus is boring, but it's new season. I want to see like how Karthus can like clear even faster in this current jungle meta.
It's also Evelyn as well. Evelyn was buffed the patch before, so last patch 1221. So Evelyn rose in quite some popularity in solo queue, and I don't think takes loads of games to master her mechanics. You kind of just use your invisibility to get into the backside of fights. So Evelyn's one we can keep an eye on as well. But Karthus, yeah, does stand out if we're going to get an AD mid in particular. Unfortunately, we didn't get much time to talk about False Facade, so we'll have to see what their draft answers are once we get into game. But is there anything you saw in game one that you kind of want to see run back? I know you kind of, hinted at one full fresh lobby, but do we think anything really stood out as being quite strong in the last game?
Syndra. Just pick Syndra. Just pick it. Don't think about any like counter matchups. Like, don't be afraid of the Silas. Just pick Syndra. It's just really strong. Just pick it. I just really hope teams will just. I want to see different champions But then again, Syndra is so strong. I don't think it should be let through a pick and ban phase.
Definitely not after the last game. If they even caught a glimpse of that Syndra, yeah, that was quite crazy. And I think the thing about Syndra is she almost feels inevitable in her current state because of you spoke about it in the last game, because of the way her new passive works, and she's going to get these splinters towards these dated abilities. The point is that the last 120, she also gets percentage AP on top, so she just gets this injection of power towards the late game. Just makes her even stronger on top of all these insane abilities as well. So yeah, she's just that inevitable champion, that inevitable mage. That it seems like the rock of any team she's on.
Yeah, I mean, I know we're talking a lot about Syndra. It's just like if you want to compare it with like other kind of like standard mid laners, I say standard, say Victor, right? Victor is famous for the late game damage, famous for like the one combo potential with your EQR. Syndra does exactly that, the same. It still deletes people. Yes, you kind of lack the AOE, but not many people will just stand in line for you to laser. And yeah, I just think Syndra is just kind of the Victor, but earlier game and more single target focus version. And there are things that obviously counter Syndra, like invulnerabilities, for example, like your Hourglass, your or like the Yasuo win wall, Samira win wall, and all that. But yeah, overall, it seems like a champion without like a weakness per se.
And so we'll have to see once we get into draft how that will go on. As was with the last game, we're just doing a pre-game draft to avoid any proxy picks for the stream. So just bear with us whilst that all goes through. We're going to keep fresh eyes on this draft as well. We're not going to spoil anything by seeing the pre-game draft. So hopefully it will be spicy.
Yeah, I mean, looking at last game, were you surprised by the Senna Cho'Gath, or did you think it will actually pop up? Like, just given that tech items are good.
Yeah, see, I thought Cho'Gath was going to be played, but not as the farm in bot lane. It's very interesting because obviously Senna's in a kind of a weird spot at the minute where she's not great as a farming AD carry, and she kind of struggles as a normal support, I think. So definitely wasn't expecting it, but it was fun to see Cho'Gath nonetheless. We now know that you can get 6-7k on Cho'Gath and just be a meatball.
I think one of something I didn't experience myself, but apparently you can, if you play like if you play like top lane, you can get up to like 10, 11, 12k of health on Cho'Gath with the item, which I forgot the name about, which gives you percentage.
Heartsteel?
I think so. The percentage bonus health on your mythic passive, which basically just explodes your HP upwards with like because Cho'Gath already gets base flat HP with the ultimate passive. So looks like we are going into champ select.
Okay, great stuff. Yeah, so we'll have to see if this infamous Cho'Gath does make a return. Again, we'll have to see on the back of that if Veins, the viruses, stuff like that comes through to answer it here. But initially, the Silas already gone. You alluded to it before the game, but the Silas taken away there. So not going to be available for Brood. Akali taken away as a response here from this red side.
Yeah, I think pretty standard bans, like given that in a pre-worlds meta, these are the mid champions, and here comes another popular champion in the pre-worlds meta, the Yone and the Karthus. Oh my god, Karthus is banned as well, which I think teams kind of figured this out. It's like, when the meta doesn't allow invades, what's the best thing to do? Just like farm your own jungle, and the Z ban comes out as well.
So yeah, so there are the target bans that we did speak about, completely taking away the mid pool basically of Brood. So we'll have to see what they decide to lock in. Now, Hecarim is something that I thought we might see today. Very strong as a response of these changes, especially with the Gust Walker pet. It's going to make them go very fast. Responses of Aatrox and Zac as well. So the big Gooman has made a show up on the Rift here.
Yeah, that's pretty good, like given that Zac is like one of those junglers I guess we just forgot about, where like the long range engage combined with being a really disruptive tank is the usual deadly combo. Also, we get Aphelios Renata Glass, the kind of like the bot lane combo here, responded by a Jinx, actually. So will be interesting to see who this Jinx pair with. Maybe the Lulu that we saw in game 1, maybe not.
The ban's coming through now, all taken away, which is good because I did not memorize or upgraded the new items. Lulu and Yuumi go in, and then Fiora taken away as well, so we're not going to see that skill matchup with the Fiora into the Aatrox that was very common in the world's meta. That's just going to be completely taken off the board. Now, Thresh paired with the Jinx makes sense, a mobile AD carry given the safety with the Lantern. And Kiana's actually going to be picked up here for False Facade, so that's very interesting.
Yeah, and that's... Kiana can be good, but again, you do suffer in lane. Especially now you're playing against BZ, and BZ is playing Talia, and you're probably unable to get kind of any prio. You might just have to like pray for some kind of opportunistic gank where you can like run to a lane or run with your jungler to get a kill. Bit of an interesting pick, I think. So they rounded up with Kennen as well, like given that they're quite AD heavy. Kennen is usually good, but I don't really recommend it in this scenario. So if we look at red side here, where you have Aatrox, you have Zac, you have Thresh, which kind of the champions who just want to go in, and if you're just only targeting the Jinx, it's kind of not worth it as a Kennen, because like you usually want to have like a couple or even 3 squishy targets for you to target with your ultimate. And especially if, say, Kingslayer is going, Broad is going to pick Exhaust, then, you know, which I think he probably would, then your power as a champion is really, really negated.
Yeah, and that's exactly what I was going to allude to, is you take Exhaust, and I mean, Kennen just becomes quite useless. I'm kind of concerned for this blue side in that they don't have a great front line. We'll have to see how Hecarim builds, because there's this Hecarim build that's come from recently, which is like Man Immune plus Lethality, and makes Hecarim do a lot of damage, but also be Glass Cannon. So they don't have the front line to match the likes of the Zac and the Aatrox, so that is something that's concerning me at the minute. We'll have to see in-game how that plays out.
Yeah, and thinking, I mean, even though you say that there's a beefy front line on red side, we do have Aphelios Renata that kind of like counters a lot of these dive-in comps that we say. So we say Aatrox, Zac kind of wants to go in, and you know, Renata Glass can always have this amazing zone control around these objective fights, where you keep your Aphelios really safe, and only attacking would be one of 2 persons who is like closest to you. And these fights will really like, it will be all about flanks. Who can outflank each other? Who gets a better positioning? Because think about champions. Think about Kiana. Think about Kennen. All the Hecarim as well. Hecarim, you can't just charge from anywhere. Like, you kind of want to like charge from an angle where it's hard for the other team to react. And for red side though, it's the same. You have Talia. How do you place a wall so that you can funnel them into a worse positioning where you can get an upper hand? Thresh, you need to have a good positioning so you can actually land a hook. As Zac, of course, as well, you have to utilize the Fog of War to actually like land a good engage. And Aatrox, well, obviously Aatrox is a champion that is like, we've seen so much at Worlds, and we never see Aatrox like just like standing with the team. Aatrox always on the flank. That's what Aatrox shines at. Like, Aatrox, if Aatrox is hitting like the frontline tank, even though Aatrox heals a lot, can be taken down eventually, but the threat is Aatrox having so much damage have to be on the flanks. So this game is all about vision, positioning. How do these individual players try to maneuver around these objective fights?
Absolutely. I think you basically hit everything on the head there. Keep an eye on the Aatroxes, the Kennens, and the Kiana as well. One thing that I kind of just noticed as well is that for Kiel, they kind of have some anti-synergistic champions in terms of, you put down Weaver's Wall, Kiana puts her ultimate on top of Weaver's Wall. You get a Fed Jinx while Renata's going to take your auto attacks and make it her own, basically with the hostile takeover as well. So we'll have to see how they can play around team fights because, like you say, if the Aatrox isn't finding the flanks that he wants and Zac isn't finding these clean engages onto the Aphelios, I do actually see a world where the Renata especially can help turn these fights back in favor of the Queen Mary team as well. So yeah, it's going to be a very interesting game with some pretty interesting drafts to say the least.
Yeah, I totally agree. And I'm just glad to see, like, as you were saying, like all these different champions coming out. I think the only same champion we got picked is Jinx, and that means we're gonna see more of how the champions use the new items. Especially looking at Zac. I'm just wondering what Zac will go. Wondering actually what Hecarim will go as well.
So I think I saw Vigar V2 was talking about Zac on Twitter, like in regards to new items, and I think Jack Show may be the go-to for Zac because he can stick on champions like so easily with his ultimate and with with the Let's Bounce. So the stacks build up like really easily. There aren't a lot of tanks that just stick on an AD carry or a mid lane of the way. So we may see Jack Show come through. But we do actually have something new to talk about, and that's the new jungle item that Zac's gone, or rather the different jungle item that we didn't see in game one. This is the Moss Stomper. So this is the shield and the tenacity / slow resist jungle pet. It's going to allow Zac to basically be slowed less, have more resistances. So he's going to get cleaner engages and not be as susceptible to the CC coming through from this Queen Mary side. Yes. Sorry, I got confused for a second.
Yes, and yeah, just looking forward to all of this. I think we are going to the game soon.
I think we're already in game. Yeah, we should be in game on stream. So everyone can take a bit of a look at summoners. Ghost on Aphelios is quite brave. I mean, it was meta for a while, Ghost on 80 carries, but it takes some confidence to take Ghost into a team comp like what Keeler's drafted.
Yeah, and also interesting to see that top lanes summoners where Kennen is opting for the ignite.
Yes. Yeah, so I'm guessing deciding, cut the healing of this Aatrox. And then what it screams to me is that not feeling as confident, for these like flanking huge ultimate plays. The Thresh does have the ignite, which you already alluded to. So, the exhaust. So the exhaust is going to do a lot of work against this Kennen as well here. As we'll just take a quick look at where junglers are. Both junglers actually assigned topside and looking to path down. So yeah, I'm guessing bot lane will be the contention point. We said earlier that Keel liked to play through the bot lane, and that looks like what they're going to do here as well. So nothing kind of really out of the ordinary from Champ Select.
Yeah, I'm slightly surprised that none of either Fruity or Problematic will want to try to go top lane and try to do some cheeky things early. So especially when your top lane has brought Ignite, you have a lot of kill pressure against an Aatrox who hasn't got to that point where he can heal everything up yet. But well, as they have decided to do a more kind of I guess the long game, like instead of trying to choose a kill top lane, they're just going to do their full clears, do a couple clears, and then see maybe opportunistically if there's anything to do in the bot lane.
We are seeing, this Hecarim getting a little bit ahead in the speed of the farms. I mean, that's not too, it's nothing out of the ordinary because of the fact that Hecarim clears so much faster than the Zac here as well. You see BZ just slightly moving here, maybe trying to look for something bot lane, has the speed from the passive as well, just maybe looking for a ward there. Yeah, so Free Carrots just had a bit of a look, going to walk away now, go back to his blue buff, and just catch back up in farm with this Hecarim.
Yeah, and looks like Problematic is just doing the same thing what Fruity did just now, just walking around the jungle, waiting for the skull spawn. Actually, a bit of a skirmish in the boss side jungle, maybe?
So we're just going to go, to a quick pause here. We're just having slight issues with the volume. Just going to work them through quickly, so bear with us. But yeah, it looks like we were going to have a slight skirmish on this bot side when we get back in because, like we said, Hecarim just clearing so much faster than this Zac. We'll be able to take a good invade here. So as soon as we hop back into game, keep an eye on that one.
Yes, it wasn't fair, is it? Like when we say the freezies and even the slow junglers could kind of catch up. it's kind of the case, but again, Hecarim kind of just like showed up in your blue buff at 330. So yeah, I guess having a fast jungle clear is still really, really important in this new jungle meta.
And definitely looks like it. I mean, I will say as well, Problematic did a good job to keep a heads up play there, to notice to go in for this invade. So yeah, props to them. We're back into the Rift now, so yeah, just like technical issues are sorted and we can get back on with it. And as we jump straight back into it, there's action all over the place. As this Kiana's trying to take down BZ. Fruity Carrots has been able to get out safely, and Problematic probably going to just take this Gromp away here. Kingslayer is just hovering around, but yeah, I don't think we'll be able to do anything. So Problematic going to have a nice lead, as Kingslayer is actually having to flash out because of an Ignite taken down. Brood will just poke out with the Jinx W there. Very scary for this Keel bot side.
Yeah, overall, not too much have been achieved in the long run. Yes, Fruity Carrots is now really behind in counts, but you kind of expect that as a tank jungler. It's one of those like low econ junglers who kind of rely on their skills, like skills as in the abilities, rather than how much gold they have. So I think they will be just fine. But very cool for Problematic to secure this extra gold for himself, because Hecarim, as we know, is a champion who wants to hit his first item really quickly and then start running around the map to wreak havoc on other people.
And Problematic has base managed to pick up the mana tier item plus a longsword. Yeah, so we'll be going towards Mana Immune. There's Fruity Carrots here, I think, just going to hover this to help this wave get pushed in. Brood probably looking for a reset here. Yeah, we'll do so. So yeah, so we're going to go to a bit of a lull state here. Problematic just invading again on this top side as Fruity Carrot has shown. Ooh, but Brood getting cancelled with a greedy recall there. Not great for this Keelbot side.
Yeah, it's what I'm worried about. I know I just literally talked so much about saying, you know, Zac is a low econ jungler, it'll be fine. But he's sacrificing a lot of time in bot lane. Like, he's had to make sure this bot lane is going fine. Bro's actually taken really low, but apparently we're safe, and BC is going top lane.
But yeah, Weaver's Wall is used there. Kennan's going to take first blood onto Tidy. A nice gank through. BZ just a little bit too late. Problematic runs away, and that will be first blood going the way of Queen Mary's.
Yeah, it's kind of like when you have the Ignite on Lunatic, you can... Ooh, a meeting in jungle, okay. Problematic saw it in time and just kind of like hops away, so everything will be fine.
Just keeping an eye on the different levels here throughout the game. Weaver's Wall is already used out of BZ, so that's on a bit of a long cooldown now. Better Self will have their ultimate available if they want to try and make a look for a player's top side. Lunatic's been forced to use his ulti defensively just to keep Tidy out. Well, then it was popped as well there, so Tidy now gets back into lane with the teleport and is able to push his wave out. I think bring a bit of normality back to his lane after the dive.
Yeah, having some free time to just push out away and probably go for another reset for Tiddy, or maybe go to put a deep ward. And BZ taken quite low here.
Oh, there's a supreme display of talent. Ignite's going to tick through. Does BZ die here? I don't think so. No, there we go. Refillable doing work there. BZ just able to walk that one away and save the flash as well. So had the steel nerves to keep that one up, so won't be able to be susceptible to a gank later in the lane.
I do really wonder, right? Like you know, these like 1000 LP challenger players, do they just know that they're not gonna die, or do they just say, I don't know, they just don't want their flash so much? Never mind. Hamza is actually trying to get on Broad here.
Yeah, the unstoppable onslaught will come through from Problematic there. Brood actually is going to get out. There is Ignite ticking through. Flash forward from Furlong. A nice play coming through from Kingslayer there. Oh, Brood. Okay, Problematic will be traded there 1-for-1. There was a lot invested there for that 1-to-1 as well.
Yeah, and I think it's actually not worth for Queen Mary. And like, first of all, your Hecarim is supposed to be farming. He's supposed to be farming to his first item, and now you call him to get this Jinx, but you don't really get it. I think Queen Mary really tried to save the kill for Problematic, but in the end, kind of like slightly out of range, and Problematic had to pop Ghost to secure the kill and gave his life for it as well. So not a good look for Queen Mary, but overall, it's not too big of a deal as they still have a 1.5k gold lead.
1.5 gold lead, like you say. Most of that is in jungle. Problematic being able to make a lot of these plays and also having a 20 CS lead. It's Fruity Carrots here. Has the sweeper popped? Has been spotted. Lunatic has his ulti available, and Problematic here is here as well. No ulti available for them, but so much CC onto Lunatic, is able to get out his own ultimate there. Fruity Carrot already taken to 1 HP, and with Problematic showing up, it's call me an ambulance, but not for me here, as the blue side are able to turn this one back. Lunatic will clear out this Zac, and a double kill going over to the blue side.
Very well played by Queen Mary there. Really patient by Lunatic, like just waiting in the bush, wait for the right moment to press the ultimate button. And Problematic, actually a very good read, like knowing that Fruity Cows will actually try something top lane and to be there in time. And I don't think Fruity kind of expected that, because like Fruity would think, oh yeah, Hakrim just died bot lane, probably will be doing his jungle camp instead of coming top lane. So really well done by Queen Mary's side.
Very intrigued to see what Lunatic buys on this base, because the needlessly large rod. Oh yeah, it was straight up Shadow Flame. That's what I was gonna say. So yeah, Lunatic's just rushed the Shadow Flame here for this top lane matchup, I'm guessing. Maybe interesting. I'm not so sure on that.
So as a Canon player, I'm a bit of a Canon player. Like I do really love the M-Pen. So unless Shadow Flame changed a lot from preseason, I believe it still gives M-Pen, right? So Canon really loves M-Pen. What I do is I will get M-Pen boots first buy as well, and that kind of works out for me. But I think Shadow Flame Rush is kind of a similar tune where you just want to stack that M-Pen as fast as possible, because the more M-Pen you got, the more influence you got in the game. If you have flash, ult, and a bunch of M-Pen, you shred anyone in like any kind of early objective fights. So that means the early Herald, the early Dragon fights, you'll be so much more impactful. And speaking of Herald, I think Tiddy is in Herald right now, right?
Yeah, he was hitting that. It was pretty low, I think. Yeah, so it has taken that down now. And whilst that's happening, Queen Mary here just getting a lot of vision on this top side. Problematic just dashing in. Oh, a nice interrupt there. Forces the flash out from Fruity Carrot. Onslaught of Shadows is going to be enough here. Oh, but the bounce is going to come out, and Fruity Carrot is actually able to get out. BZ now using the Weaver's Wall, dashing onto the Hecarim. We'll get the shutdown and a nice hook coming through from Kingslayer. The response from this red side has been so good here. Can they keep it going? Fulong is just doing so much work, had such good guns, is able to get a kill there, but red side had a great response here. We're just trying to hunt down Hansi here. Flash forward. The hook will go wide, but Drake will go the way of the red side. Like I say, a great response from them in the backside jungle.
He'll literally smurf that fight so hard. It's so insane. All the ultimates coming at the right place. A very nice Weaver Wall from BZ, and then follow up by an amazing takeover from the Renata Gloss. So beautiful to watch, and that rewards them with a dragon, which will obviously be good for Keel.
Yeah, early dragon going their way. Herald obviously was secured as well for Tiddy, so not too bad actually. The gold difference, as I say that, by Tiddy. Wow. So that was Shadow Flame that you were alluding to, huh?
Wow, okay, I did not expect so much damage, but it's to be expected, you know. 301, 20 CS up. Also actually have the cull as well, just for good measure to get more gold. So very fed top lane now, especially with the Ignite. Ignite is actually so worth in this matchup, which is interesting because usually cannons do take the TP. But now with this strong top side, you can probably just take down a turret straight through right away. There's like a few more hits, but I think Lunatic will probably want to leave now as everyone's coming for him.
TP back in from Tiddy there. Jump not going to be enough range for free cakes. Lunatic, yeah, just going to walk that one away. Problematic just looks still posturing constantly in this enemy side jungle. Not afraid to walk up and take what is not his. As we look at bot side here, I think they're just going to try and clear up some vision here, no trades. But again, Problematic still in this enemy side jungle, still looking for plays. No break for Fruity Carrots at all this game.
Yeah, that's a very good, like, just really good, like, macro play from Queen Mary's side. And looks like Tiddy is in a Tiddy bit of trouble again.
Oh my, World Ender is going to be used. There's the supreme display of talent. No, and that's another kill. Now 4-0-1 for Lunatic here. As Commiseration red buff going the way of Fruity Carrots at least.
Ooh, a great fight in bowling though.
Yeah, I mean, the hostile takeover was not enough there. Fulong already taken down. Brood getting that one. They're going to get some plates here as well. Not too shabby for the red side.
Yeah, it's some consolation prize for Keel, like having the bot lane like winning the 2v2. Um yeah, top side is a bit doomed, I'm not gonna lie. Like let's look at TD's inventory, yeah. So TD started with a serrated Dirk. It's like, yes, I'm gonna, win this lane. I'm gonna get my Eclipse, and it's like, nope, I'm going straight to the Hex Drinker, and now you have a bit of a garage sale situation here.
Magi's has now come through for Lunatic as well. 9 stacks on that. And a great time for the Observer to switch over. 3,000 gold difference in this top lane. That's basically the entire difference in the game just on this Kennen alone. So Lunatic's really in position to take over and carry this game through this top side if he is allowed to do so.
Cannons usually, I don't see that many cannons like solo carrier game, but if it's any game, it has to be this game. BZ with the big fight in bot lane though, maybe problematic hovering in the wings.
Yeah, not on any vision there, but I think with the state of the wave, maybe it's nothing here. Kiana is kind of hovering as well. Fruity Karas seems to be aware that something's up, so I think problematic maybe just happy to walk away from this one.
Yeah, it seems like problematic is staying for the sole reason that none of his caps is actually up yet. That's how fast Hecarim is. Like, you have so much time, just like, I'll just sit around here, just like chill a bit and see if there's any opportunities.
Oh, I really don't. Oh, yeah, as we cut straight back to bot side, problematic, yeah, did hover around. He's maybe a little bit caught out here. Kingslayer on the other side of him. He's going to use the Onslaught of Shadows there just to escape out. Meanwhile, Lunatic just on this top side, just another solo kill going the way of this Kennen. 5-0-1 now, and Aatrox is so doomed in this top side.
I don't know what's more like interesting. Is it the like top lane Aatrox getting pummeled, or like the Hecarim doing a ring around the Rosie in the bot lane? I think like for Keel, they really have to think about who to put on the start lane now. So, ooh, big fight here. Weaver will come down.
Yeah, and I mean the Supreme Display of Talent actually did land onto 4. It hit the bot side there as well. Some skill shots just going to go slightly wide there, and Better Self is able to get away from that one. A nice look for the red side, but not able to capitalize, unfortunately.
Yeah, it's good attempt by Keel, sticking to their stronger members, trying to make something happen. We see Dragon up in around 15 seconds, and will Keel try to contest it? They probably should, given that it can be a start of a Dragon stack.
I mean, yeah, absolutely. They definitely have the position to do so. I mean, the scary thing is Lunatic is here, has Slicing Maelstrom up very soon. With Dragon on the Rift here, they're just going to clear out some vision here. Kingslayer's basing, which maybe suggests they're looking to give this up.
Good call by Keel. Like, basically, it's just Tiddy paying missing. Lunatic is missing, and then they're like, "Yep, we're not doing the dragon. We're not even going close." And Fruity Carrots getting the consolation prize of the Herald probably will net them some good gold that they desperately need, and probably help them to break off in the mid tier 1 turret, which they also desperately need.
Definitely, I think a nice swap there. They realize, yeah, like you say, they can't contest that, so they're just making the heads-up play to go top side. Still about 2,500 gold lead differential here. So, I mean, Queen's Mary is still very much in control of this game. I'm kind of concerned for the late game. Aatrox can keep splitting here. He's going to stay here to try and hit this wave. I think, yeah, he just wants to be wherever Kennen isn't right now. And that will be hitting this tier 1 top. Probably can get that and maybe get a bit more gold in his back pocket.
Yeah, I think he does want his first item. It's 17 minutes in the game, and he hasn't got his first item yet. I mean, I know he must be feeling awful about this, but again, it's just a very exceptional situation where a top laner gets so behind in gold and not being able to like finish the first item. But it's not that like Aatrox not being fed is not having gold is not that big of a detriment. The bigger detriment is that this Kennen can slice through basically everyone on Keel's team. But Keel is doing the right thing, trying to avoid fights right now. Avoid organized 5v5s because you're gonna lose it when Lunatic has flashed. Fruity Carrots, knowing that the jungle is not his, is probably gonna back away.
Problematic here does have the flank behind. There's a double route coming through from this Renata. Fruity got actually a Fruity Cannon, sorry, a good return there. Can Problematic turn this one back? They do actually manage to get a kill there despite the number deficit in their own jungle.
Yeah, it's everything seems kind of dandy now for Kiel. Like it's the game is kind of stable, slowed down a bit. Yes, Zac is still getting invaded from minute 1 to minute 18, but that's kind of expected. Actually, BC in a bit of trouble now.
Yeah, it does look like it. Fruity Carrot has dashed in here, but there's a slicing Maelstrom. Supreme display of talent. It will be enough to take down BZ, and yeah, just not able to stand under your own turret when Lunatic is around.
Yeah, a bit careless. Like knowing that you have no vision of topside jungle. Your the opponents has just been there. You know what? They're just gonna probably dive you. Unfortunate situation for Kiel. Obviously, you don't want the minions to just die to the turret. But again, it's really a lose-lose situation in there. And they actually get a kill back.
Okay, I mean, that's not too bad. The gold went to the Jinx as well. So 3-1-3 right now. Did take a slight detour in the build path, and that just shows how afraid they are of this Kennen, because despite exhaust, Brood has made, I would say, the wise decision to pick up a Hex Shrinker there, so can't get entirely one-shot by Lunatic, but nice that they get some gold onto their AD carry.
Maybe, I guess, basically if Brood can still deal damage without having his second item, then maybe. But it feels like he should have gone for a second item and then choose some time to fight, because I think nothing is urgent on the map right now. So it looks like, I mean, I would suggest Kiel to just give one more dragon away before fighting, and not having second item. Never mind. Titty is getting titty.
Yeah, just dead again. I mean, we said they play weak side top, but this is just... It's sad. I'm sorry, Tiddy. Your sacrifice may well be in vain here, as the red side are just going to push down on this tier 1. Pings are coming through. I don't know... Okay, they are just going to look towards Baron here. So a 20-minute Baron start for QMU. We'll have to see if they can actually finish this one. Kennen is already having to use his ultimate. Brood at about half health. Here's the Weaver's Wall coming through, trying to disrupt it. Does have Crown still available. That will be popped there. Jinx using her ultimate, trying to just do some poke from a distance. Actually does get a reset. Going to be instantly popped there by Better Self. An insane supreme display of talent will land on so many of the Kiel side. Kingslayers trying to get Fruity Carrot out. The blue side pick their fight, and they get a great fight around the river. We'll have to see what more they can look for here.
Crucially, though, the Baron is not taken, which I would actually argue that is a bigger price. Like losing a couple members for your opponents not being able to take the Baron is pretty good for Kiel. I think Brood could have lived, but but yeah, it's still nonetheless a good result for Kiel, I would think. Oh, Zac coming in!
Nice interrupt from Fruity Carrot. There's the W coming through from Tiddy here, so he's able to take some damage down. Kiana's going to go down there. Fu, I don't think, wins this one. Has Flash available. Zac will jump back in here on the backside, though. It's Lunatic just winning the 1v1 versus the Thresh. Kind of to be understood here. Being forced to flash out by Tiddy. Zac is also forced into passive, so despite the low health, Fulong is going to be able to get this kill onto the Zac shutdown going the way of Renata. Jinx Rocket going to go wide there, and a very chaotic fight in the mid lane.
Let's go, Tiddy! Top 2. Okay, never mind. More fights coming on.
Yeah, Problematic just wanted to carry this one on. Fulong's still weak on the backside of this fight, and the re-6 from Brood is going to come through, so I'm going to be able to pick that one up. A nice, actually, a bit of peel coming through from BZ onto that Hecarim. Means that they're able to turn that one, and they'll also be able to turn and look for this dragon.
Let's go, Tiddy. Tiddy's got a solo bowler on Lunatic, and actually did so much damage, so much work in the following fight when Problematic dashes in as well. I guess Tiddy is pretty much redeemed at this point. Like, just needing the one item, the Eclipse, to do so much work in that fight. Props to him.
King of weak side, seemingly right now, is Tiddy. We'll have to see if he can carry on through this game. Still very behind on this Kennen, but yeah, if he can just keep getting the fights like that and just keep getting the sustain coming through, I think it's actually a very good look for the team. I mean, Lunatic was just completely zoned off with the Thresh. Like, Kingslayer's bought so much time in that fight. It was quite crazy, actually, to see a Thresh do that. So, yeah, pretty strange fight coming through from QMU, but we'll have to see how they respond on this top side. Pings are coming down around the Baron as the dance for vision does begin here. Lunatic will just take this bottom tower.
Yes, I think QMU needs a strategy, and they have to do it soon, because you are kind of getting outscaled by Keel. Like, the Jinx is getting fed. Okay, maybe not that much outscaled, but my point is, like, your strong point is your cannon. Your cannon is getting useless by the minute because of all the hex drinkers that Keel bought. And if you want to use your cannon well, you probably want to do something now, like starting a Baron.
That will definitely do it, yeah. Baron is about 9,000. Fruity Carrots has sniffed this one out. The control just going to go down. Can they contest it? So BZ obviously be able to provide some decent poke over the wall. But Better Self is already here. There's a supreme display of talent onto BZ already at half health. The problematic onslaught of shadows will see to this Talia. Fruity Carrots is actually peeling for quite a while. They're staying alive here. Fulong is not able to get in because Tiddy is just keeping them on this backside. Kingslayer will go down as well, and currently still 5 alive here for QMU. Their sights are back on this Baron, and I don't see any way that Keel can.
Yeah, what an amazing flank by Better Self, and nice zoning by Fulong, zoning actually to the F-Root at the end of the fight there. But yes, this Baron is what QMU exactly needed. Get the Baron, there are like a couple towers, so you have the mid-tier one, and you can take probably one more tier 2 turrets. That will be some more gold in the pocket, and then you can advance on your vision on the map, where you can set up deadly traps where your Cannon, Kiana can thrive, basically.
I just think as well, yeah, the vision game, just a big part of this game. Better Self was just literally walked in to this red side jungle of Kiel and just, yeah, basically caused havoc on this backside. I was getting nervous, I won't lie, but QMU just able to turn that fight back around. We're 2 minutes now from the Ocean Drake, and we'll have to see if they can continue it off. Aatrox just basing there, the nice little rocket ship that he is. And it's going to be a slight lull, I would say, now for the next 2 minutes until this dragon does come up.
Well, it will look like a lull on like a spectator part, but there are key work that the members of the teams are actually doing. First of all, they have to get this first turret down, and then QMU has to set up wards. So why they won? Because they set up wards, they have the vision, they have the flank, they have the positioning. It's 3 key factors to win the objective fight for both of these teams. And both of these teams should probably be heading towards the bot side of the river, but looks like they are kind of... At least Keel is a bit stuck with clearing the wave, but that should open up for QMU to start putting down vision.
And just like that, yeah, Hamzy just going to get some of these wards in here. It's scary. If you are on this kill side to face check in this Jinx or this Talia, it's very scary to try and face check in. They have to try and find an angle around Fruity Carrot's Zac here. See if we can get a pick onto Fulong or Better Self here. Keep an eye on this Zac in his position. He's playing out of vision here, just looking for something on this mid, but Fulong heads up, just sitting back, keeping the wave buffed up. Not going to get too greedy there.
Yeah, the purple buff is still here. Just chill a bit, get a turret, and then now you can go towards the Ocean Drake. Maybe take a reset even, but making sure that the wards are there. Actually, key factor here for a kill. There is a ward in the Tri-Brush, which could be used for flanking maneuvers from Tiddy. And also, when you have Zac and the Weaver's Wall, your range is quite long. So they could try to outflank, outmaneuver QMU.
6,000 gold difference, yeah, on this play. Tiddy just walking up here, trying to get a bit of poke down. Dragon is on the map in 9 seconds. How did they look to take this fight? I'm not sure.
Unfortunately, I think the wave is too much for Keel to deal with, and looks like they are probably just going to give it. They're trying to establish a bit of mid walking together as a 4 right now, but I think the dragon will be long gone.
Yeah, Dragon is gone. Weaver's Wall does come through. BZ's going to find this Renata problematic. He's just going in onto this backside, and this is a very scattered fight if ever I've seen one. But the supreme display of talent does so much. With the slicing Maelstrom, it's already a triple kill. Going the way of Lunatic. Could this be a penta angle? BZ is locked up in the stun. The stopwatch will come through. I think they're going to try and put Fruity Carrots into the passive. There's the Quadra. It's not an official. But I think... There we go. We're saying it. Unofficial pentakill for Lunatic. This Kennen from minute 1 was the high point for this team as they look set to push down mid and maybe try to look for the end here.
Yeah, this looks like be the end of the game. If they want to tank this turret, they're not gonna tank this turret. They're going for bot side. Maybe? Oh, actually, the wave's coming. I don't think it'll be the end of the game. There's 5 seconds on Brood and 2 seconds on Kingslayer. They will be up to defend the Nexus turrets. But I think 2 inhibs are gone. Okay, maybe just 1 inhib if they're playing it really safe. Yep, just 1 inhib's gone. And that is still a big deal. Like, especially for QMU, they just scored a massive hit with the Kennen ultimate. Basically, yeah, when Kennen have flash again in like a few minutes, like it will be the same story again if Keel doesn't choose to fight wisely.
Cookie, you said it earlier as well. Kennens don't carry games that often, but if there was a game to do it, Lunatic in this particular game was the one to do it. And in the week where we're looking towards the prize playoffs, in the week where it matters the most, we're at the end of Swiss, Lunatic's just continuing to build his lead here now. 12, 1 and 6. Five levels, by the way, above the jungle and support of Keel here. So Lunatic just not even afraid to walk up. As we see him take some vision here. Baron in 1 minute 10, and you've got to wonder, can Keel even contest this Baron? And if they can't, does that just mean the game's over?
Yes, I think so. I mean, it's... perhaps I'll take that back. I think it would be unwise for Keel to try to take a stand without having sufficient vision. But it seems like the Baron is still, say, 40 seconds away. Keel does have time to do something, like Tiddy pushing in the bot wave, drawing Better Self to come and defend, and there's a bit more like skirmishing maneuvers to work with, and also keynote. Kennen doesn't have flash. Kennen having flash and Kennen not having flash are 2 different champions. Like I guarantee, it's 2 different champions. So if you can keep the distance well, position well, then maybe Lunatic wouldn't be that much of an issue as you would think.
Keel here just trying to get back into their jungle as Tiddy has popped the world ender, but he's already half health as Fulong just basically one-shotted him with the turret there. It's going to use the Calibrum ultimate there to get some range, has stacks on the Severum, so just going to walk that one away. Lunatic here just pushing these waves as well, and yeah, Keel just cannot walk into this fight at all. It's too difficult. They can't walk through the lack of vision here on this blue side. They're going to turn towards Byron, and I think they may just secure it before we can even see a contest from the red side.
Yeah, well done for QMU to just, you know, do nothing but sit in the brushes of the jungle. And you see Hamzy here just doing some harassment, telling Kingslayers that, yeah, don't come here. We have other people doing a lot of damage. BC trying to maybe establish some vision. Super Mega Deathwalker would not hit. And Baron is just, well, it's just taken without any contest.
Just like that, yeah, they're just going to walk away with the Baron. Again, this lack of vision really hurting Keel on their top side jungle, just not able to walk in against some of these team fighters on the QMU side. And I said in Champ Select I was worried about the lack of frontline, the lack of tanks, but it doesn't seem that it's mattered because they played the early game so well. They played for their top side, and you know, we mentioned as well that Keel tend to play weak side top, and that's what happened, but it just felt like such a capitalization from QMU. And now Lunatic just, again, as I say, 12, 1 and 6 on this Kennen, really ready to take over this team fight that is brewing with 40 seconds left before Drake.
Yeah, this Drake looks a bit doomed. I doubt Keel will try to take it. They're not even looking to step out of their base at the moment. I guess the silver lining is Kennen's not getting stronger. Like, Kennen's on full items right now, can't get stronger. The bad news is Kennen is on full items, so everything Kennen touches just dies. But as we were saying before, like, you know, we have the exhaust, we have a few like hex trinket items coming in. Actually, Broad having a stopwatch can help as well. But yeah, it's very tough for Keel because Keel wants to kind of. We have a nice zoom in. Very cool cannon skin. Well, it's a Superman cannon or something.
I'll be honest, I'm not a Kennen player, so I don't know the exact name, but yeah, pretty jazzy.
It looks very cute. It looks very cute. I think the cutest one is probably uh who's that player? Top lane Nuguri. Nuguri
yeah,
skin.
yeah, Nuguri skin. Yeah, definitely. I mean, those down one skins are just great. Full stop. So, yeah, very good skin. But back on this game, League of Legends podcast aside, QMU again just walking into the base. Fulong, it's worth pointing out, already has the IE. They didn't have to take the detour to the Hexdrinker or the stopwatch, in fact, on top of that. So this Aphelios is very strong as well. Keep an eye on them, because if they get to hit for free, they will do a lot of damage, especially with Renata at their side.
Yeah, it's so difficult. I mean, I'm pretty sure like Fruity Carrots or Kingslayer is just staring down at this Renata and like, well, I guess I can't really go in because you can just ultimate or disrupt the jump with the handshake. Yeah, it's a very tough situation with Keel, and they have been conceding so many objectives, so many you know, like inhibitors, dragons. Where will they take a stand? Is my question. Like when is the right time for them to do one final stand?
I guess eyes should be on Fruity Carrots here. Can he finally engage? Tiddy is posturing as well, has World Ender available, but they're hurt by their range, their lack of wave clear. Their engage is not too great. I mean, I say lack of wave clear. They do have a Jinx Talia, actually, so yeah, maybe scrap that. But it's just hard to find these engages, if nothing else, because of the way that QMU are playing around the map. They've now pushed in their bot wave, and their bot wave is syncing up with their mid wave, so they're playing these waves so well. They're also clearing out vision. I really don't know how Kill get back into this game.
Yeah, it's kind of like needs a bit of creativity. Maybe some a flank on a deep ward by Tiddy, maybe combined with Weaver's Wall, trying to get to the backline before you get peeled away. But yes, like the gold lead is like 9k. Like I've seen like gold leads bigger, but sorry, my point is like this game looks like the gold lead is bigger than 9k.
Yeah, no, yeah, I get that. I mean, it helps how Kennen is just, solely majority of that gold. So that I think is having a big effect. But yeah, this map is just, it's now a point of like a war of attrition. How long can Keel just keep clearing waves? They are getting free farm in a sense. So, Brood, VZ, they are going to be getting a bit of extra gold to be able to scale up a little bit. But the question is it enough? I mean, actually, if you look at this, Brood is actually up a lot of gold over the Aphelios. So there is always that win condition. The get excited B sets are pretty insane if you get them at the right time.
Yes, I will agree on that for sure. Like, it is the Jinx win condition where it's kind of like Silver, or any other hyper carry, get fed enough and win. But it seems like with 3 inhibs down, I guess the silver lining is you get to farm more and the other team don't get to farm. But other than that, I cannot see how they contest the Baron that's coming up.
And also, the soul point, or rather the soul full stop is 30 seconds after that. So you've got to try and pick your battles, and the battles are never going to be favorable because of the strength, because of the size of the gold diff. There isn't a favorable fight, and I think maybe we just have to see them go for broke on Baron, see if they can find a pick. If not, they're just going to bleed out slowly anyway, I think it's fair to say. So yeah, Baron may be the ultimate decider of this game, and these wave states are so bad. They're so bad. They can't get any vision. It's yeah.
Tiddy?
Yeah, Tiddy, he's going to use his stopwatch. Hexdrinker's already been burned out. Will just get one-shot Lantern, unfortunately slightly too late. It's problematic, though. Half helps the Thresh there, and there it is. The Flash ultimate from Lunatic here will just do so much damage on the backside. There's the Onslaught of Shadows as well, just to feed up with the Infernum ulti on top from the Aphelios. It's an absolute destruction on the backside here. QMU finishes game at 37 minutes.
Ooh, very well deserved. Very methodical gameplay, just 1 inch by 1 inch, trying to trying to get towards victory. And Kiel, I think they were trying to like get some ground back maybe, but it didn't work out for them.
Absolutely not. Lunatic just, yep, from start to finish played that so well. And as I said, in the week where it matters most, QMU come up clutch and get this win here and, really see how they can make their strive into the top 8. We are just going to hop into another quick break, I believe, and we'll be right back for our last game where I believe, little insider, we may be watching Grey Warwick play. So keep an eye out for that. We'll see you shortly.
I don't know where I will end up, but I'll find it someday. Keep on searching, engine burning while we're turning it around. But don't get left behind on the road.
Hello and welcome back here to the final game of tonight's end of Swiss week for League of Legends at the Newell presented by Amazon. Game 1 was a banger. Game 2 was a bit of a blowout. Game 3, what will we have as we see Grey Warwick take on the Imperial Apes here for our last game of the night?
Yeah, it's very exciting, especially it's the last game of the two teams that could make into top 8 if they win this game. So it's basically a must win for them. Not too entirely sure about the standing situation, but it's better to, just win the game and be like 90% sure that you're in rather than like hoping for some miracle standing order things. Yeah, and both teams are like really interesting rosters as well. So Imperial, they actually obviously they won last year's New World Champions, but they are in a rebuilding phase. So they lost 3 key members to Graduation Gaming. So they are now only have their mid laner and their jungler, who's Astro and Karsa, in the roster. And I believe that I believe that sorry, what team am I playing again?
Warwick?
Yes, Warwick. Sorry, my brain wasn't working. So I believe Warwick in a similar situation, right?
Yeah, so from the little bit of inside information we've got, they've lost X-Bliss, Heathen, and Porp as well. So they've lost some heavy hitters in the Warwick scene. But they're kind of in a rebuilding phase at the minute. They've got 2 freshers on the team. They do have a bot lane synergy in Simi and Beanlord, who have apparently been playing together since spring of last year. So they've been playing together for a very long time and are very synergistic with each other. We'll have to see. Again, bot lane has been quite a focus tonight, so we'll have to see how that plays out. Apparently, Simi likes to play mages as well, so maybe facilitating more AP through the mid lane and the jungle as well. I think it's going to be a very interesting game, like you say, with 2 rosters that are in rebuilding phases in such an important game as well.
Yeah, I think at least as far as and I know for like Imperial, they probably are not as like they're probably still motivated, but it's like, you kind of like won your champions, then, rebuilding phase, it's expected that, you might not go all the way this time again. But the new people are actually quite promising as well. So Future is the top laner of Imperial. So he's a very a strong side player where he wants to pick those bruisers to get ahead in the game. And we have Araf and 61026. I will just call him 26 from now on. I don't really know how else to pronounce a number. So 26 and Araf, so they're both kind of a more utility based lane, but they will sometimes still pull out some interesting picks in the bot lane. So given that we still have our mid jungle core in the IC Imperial team, I believe it will be a very mid lane driven game.
That's interesting. I mean, we've seen one game where the Syndra kind of like completely took over. Last game, I think the picks, I mean, Kiana had some like insane 3 or 4 man ultimates. The Talia felt a little bit lackluster. I mean, it was a hard game anyway, and Talia's trying to find flanks and stuff when you're behind. It's not great. But yeah, it'd be interesting to see how a game that maybe does look to facilitate mid lane works as well. I know that Beanlord apparently likes to play the roaming supports. That's like his favorite style to play. So we'll have to see if they lock in something down there. You say Imperial are going to play more supported bot lane as well. Maybe we do just see a lot of funnel into the mid lane, possibly even up towards that top lane as well. And we'll see how that plays out as the game progresses.
Yeah, and I do think this match, as it's like so important for both teams, they might either draft really safely, saying that okay, we want to have like this piece, this piece, this piece, with like an Exodia comp for like late game team fights, or they would say, okay, never mind, let's just play for lane. Let's just play our comfort champs. Let's just have a ganking jungler, which like try to win lane, win game, and end the whole issue in 25 minutes. So it can be very different approach that two teams take, and we'll have to kind of see how they do it.
Definitely. I mean, I'm trying to think if we have any takeaways from game one and two that we can bring over in terms of meta. But the games have been like so insanely like different comp wise and stuff that this, yeah, I mean, first day of preseason for like a new type event has been interesting to say the least.
What's kind of like interesting for me is that although the jungle invades are weak, doesn't mean it's not good. If you pick Zac, expect to, to be invaded when the other team has a priority jungler like the Hecarim. And I can assure you, like, Zac was like really wanting to, I'm gonna tank everything, I'm gonna disrupt everything, I'm gonna be, the star player, and then my team can follow up and we're gonna win. And actually just get, well, I guess I'm not getting any CS.
Basically, that is literally what happened, right? He just was starved from. We saw it like minute 3 where they played it on that bot side, and he was starved from throughout. It was maybe makes me wonder if there's more of like a bait around how strong tank junglers are going to be. Like at the minute, maybe people are thinking they are going to be stronger, and we're still going to see a return to the a heavy farming, invade heavy type junglers. Maybe that's the case, and we'll see how, with the next couple of weeks of Newell, but also just the split, or rather the preseason, we'll see how the jungle meta develops around that and whether that actually is the case.
Yeah, and especially because these picks are not, say, the pre-world meta picks per se. So Zac, not really the picks we see in the tank jungle category. We see usually the Sejuani, the Maokai. Um, Same in top lane. Cassante is a new champion, played in game one, but obviously the top lane. Actually, think about it, it's just the same champions. You also have this Johnny and Maokai as your
Hmm.
tank in the top lane. So I do wonder why these are not picked when you are considering what kind of tanks you want to go for. The Ornn is always there, not being picked. I think it was banned in game two as well. Um, yeah, so maybe it's not that tanks are not as strong as it seems. It's just people haven't figured out, you know, which tanks are the strongest.
Hmm. Great, yeah, great point. I mean, there's still a lot up in the air as to how these different items are going to interact with certain champions as well. So, I mean, props to the teams for trying these different champions as well. I think Zac had a lot of potential against something like an Aphelios that doesn't have the self peel. Renata kind of says no to that though. So I think it was a good look, and it's unfortunate that it didn't work out for Keelan last game, and it makes you wonder if if Grey Warwick or Imperial have seen anything of the stream and maybe have any takeaways or how their game 1 and 2 have gone as well. We don't really know that, so yeah, it's going to be interesting. Hopefully, we're not too far out from the draft. We are just getting everybody in and just waiting. So yeah, we should be underway very shortly.
Yeah, hopefully shortly. And maybe a bit of a story time. Not really story time, but you did mention Renata, right? So what I did try to play this champion. So I did play it like, in ARAM, Summoner's Rift. It's so boring. It's like it feels to me it's like one of the like really boring champions to play. Like I feel like a lot of other enchanters have like really cool things to do. Nami, you can like go to set up a bubble. Lulu, maybe not that interesting, but like Jana, you can have control your tornado to do timely knockups. You have also Seraphine setting up a
Hmm.
great encore. Um, yes, sure. Yes, you have to take over. That is the powerful ability, but you are usually holding that, right? So you're holding that until the big team fight, until the right moment. And in the meantime, your other abilities is so uninteresting. Like your W is interesting for a player who gets it, the fight or die ability, it's not interesting for you because what you're doing is you press that onto your AD carry and it will do its thing. And handshake is fine. The range a bit short though. I don't. It does make or break. Renata in the landing phase, how you play around your handshake.
Yeah.
But it's not that fun. It feels like, and it feels like very. Yeah, I just did not have fun. Sorry for like ranting basically on stream, but like
No,
I
that's
did
good.
not
That's
have fun
good.
in this Renata. I did not have fun with Renata. The issue is though, so I'm getting to the point here. Renata is the strongest enchanter, period. I think not in the current meta. I think by far one of the strongest enchanters in the game. Like maybe you can argue like Lulu is like on top of there, but like Renata is so versatile and actually not just versatile. Maybe Renata struggles against some of the Pokemon, but I haven't seen a lot of Pokemon being played lately. But it's so good in locking down like any kind of objective fights, and then the bailout just like stops any kind of assassination attempts. It's like I don't know, just a bit busted, honestly.
Yeah, I mean, basically, I think the thing about Bailout as such a unique spell is that it synergizes very well with the likes of the Draven and the Callista, who can, or even the Twitch actually, who benefit from those couple additional extra seconds. Someone who I want to see it played with, but she's not very good right now, is Xayah, because again, Xayah can pump out a few more feathers, get the Blade Caller. And again, that can be the turn that keeps an AD carry alive. And with Callista, the Ren, it's the same sort of deal. So the bailout in and of itself is such a unique ability that seems on the face of it kind of useless, but also can have these big turns with these like hyper carry AD carries that need that extra second or two. So yeah, I mean, very much one of the strongest, if not the strongest enchanter in the bot lane at the minute. The difference with Renata to the Namis and the Lulus is, I think, is more versatile. Like you said, Nami kind of feels useless unless it's a Lucian next to her, my opinion anyway. So, and I mean, Lucian struggles right now in the meta as well. So yeah, I don't know. I think you're on something there. We'll have to see if Renata is picked this game, is as influential as it was last game. Maybe you've jinxed it now and Renata will just be useless.
Nah, no way, no way. I
Okay.
really think the champion is so good. And in worlds like teams were picking it. Some teams were kind of not going into right away because we kind of still in a pre-worlds meta, the Lulu Aphelios, the Ezra Karma, and obviously you have the Lucian Nami. Like these three, and then I think there are a couple more with Callista Thresh, Callista Renata. I think it's like that's the only time that was picked. Like it was picked a couple times. It's not like amazing, like not many times. It just feels that I'm not sure why that teams are not valuing the bailout ability combined with the hostile takeover ultimate in like one package so much. Like to me, like these two abilities in the same champion is just broken. And one thing though, we did mention enchanters, right? I totally forgot about Yumi.
Yep, that's exactly where my mind just went. So 100% pick ban rate, or wait, let me get this right. 100% win rate. I know that 100% win rate, but like really insane pick ban that I think may have been 100% as well at Worlds. I could be wrong there though, but yes, how did we forget the cat? That is the question.
It wasn't played. I mean, it was played like once or twice. It just wasn't on the screen, so we just like kind of forgot about it. We were like, yeah, we're banning the cat. We don't think about it, and yeah, it's like it's so annoying when Yumi can build damage. It's like when Yumi at the times when she's going to play, be like a good little cat and play support, like go and get supportive items. You get the Boonstone, get the Mikhails, that's fine. Honestly, like it's not that big of a deal. But when you do damage, it's so disgusting. Like it just damage coming up from nowhere. It's literally off map. Okay, it's not exactly off map artillery, but it's literally like, well, what can I do about it? How can I stop this damage coming my way? I guess I just have to not stand in the ultimate, the final chapter. But the final chapter is such big range as well. It's also like one of those like team fight defining abilities. It's like the Seraphine Encore, the Sona. I actually don't know what Sona Ultimate is, but yeah, those kind of like team fight abilities, and it's so hard to dodge because like it is such a big. Yeah, sorry, ran over. Yeah,
That's okay. Well, this
don't
we're gonna
you
keep
mean no good.
we're gonna keep ranting. So no ult is crescendo, by the way. It just came to me all of a sudden. But yeah, you're not wrong. These again, these are like game defining ults or fight defining ults rather. Maybe not game defining. It's a bit drastic, but the main problem I find with Yumi is that she just outranges any good counters. So a good counter, for example, is Soraka, because Soraka can just insta silence as soon as she detaches, and Yumi loses 5 seconds of time where she can reattach. But then she's so outranged, she's so outpoked, and then it's really hard for Soraka to land her Qs and get the healing back up. So, yeah, Yumi as a champion for me, I mean, okay, I don't want to rant, but like Zoe was the downfall of League of Legends champions, but Yumi was the epitome of the downfall of League of Legends, like the absolute embodiment of 200 years. Like Turbo, what on earth were Riot thinking when they added this to the game? Please remove it. As an AD carry, I beg, remove it. Thank you.
we
Rant
do.
over.
We do. Okay, like both of us got our rant off. Actually, like one thing about like because one thing about support is like it can be like a lot of champions of different styles can play it. So we did see something like the hybriding in Worlds.
Mhm.
So it reminded me of a game. It reminded me of a game that when I used to play with the Imperial team, and so what happened was we were playing a game and the opposing team picked Ziggs. So we're like, oh wow, Ziggs has to be mid lane, has to be bot lane, right? Like it can't be anywhere else. It turns out it's Ziggs support, and now I was playing Nautilus, and then like I was like, okay, fine, I will suffer a bit in lane, and obviously we got pummeled. Like there's a lot of bouncing bombs coming over.
Mhm.
Like when I try to throw my hook, and then Ziggs will just Kobe away with the satchel charge, and it's so frustrating. And I'm like, okay, fine, I'm getting out of lane, I'm doing stuff, and actually, when I get out of lane, I'm actually so useless because it turns out Ziggs support is also roaming as well, and then like every kind of choke point is like he would just follow me around and then just put bombs around. And never mind about the story. I think we are going into Champ Select.
So thank you for sticking with us through our rants. If you want to hear more, let us know. We can rant for a while, it seems. But here we are finally into Champ Select, set taken away here. Have to see how the response is. I guess, yeah, I've alluded to it once, I've alluded to it twice. I'll keep alluding to it. Be aware of targeted bans at particular champions, at particular people, rather. That's going to be the case for a lot of New games. Graves and Kaiser also taken off the board here in bans.
Yeah, it's very good that Graves is taken off as like the premier carry jungle we see in the preseason meta. Also, Hecarim gone as well, so might have saw last game and be like, I don't want the Hecarim there, and we round up with Lucian ban, which acceptable because still very okay. Never mind the bans. First pick casters, let's go. Oh, it's not first pick. They have done the draft already, right?
Well, yeah, but we were going with first pick Karthus. It's there, finally. You got what you wanted. It's the Karthus.
Yeah, it's amazing that it gets picked. It's you see how Hecarim like just cleared so fast, right? Karthus would clear even faster, and like Karthus would not usually gank, but like if you have the opportunity, you can still do the sneaky thing where you hide in bushes and then be even more useful in the game, in the kind of mid game. We see Jinx here picked, and also Elise coming out. Interesting.
And so I believe, I may be corrected, but I believe that undefined is Cassante. I'm guessing Kalista hasn't been updated to have a Cassante like image and stuff, but I think that's what that is. So bear with me if I'm wrong, but yeah, that's that. But to get back to what we can see, Darius, Yone, and Thresh taken. Interestingly, I want to point out whilst we wait and there's the Rel going, Elise feels like a pretty good pick into Karthus, because if Elise does one thing well, it's invade early jungle or farming junglers. She does that pretty well. So that's quite an interesting draft pick there for Imperial.
Yeah, I do agree with the strategy though. It seems like they are going for the mid jungle dynamic duo that they really like, having Astro on Zed and then Cost on Elise two people can do many things. The two veterans on the team trying to carry the team on their backs, and on blue side there are not that many kind of defensive tools. You have the Rakan for peel. Maybe actually Cassante will have quite a lot of peel as well. So we actually have to kind of see how that actually goes.
Definitely. Yeah, I mean, I'm just taking a look at these overall drafts. Some interesting picks that we didn't expect. Ukshan coming in. I can't say I expected that there for Warwick, but also Bard, I guess, coming in as an answer to the Rakan to match the roam timings and stuff. That's the reason I could see that being picked potentially.
Yeah, I think a bot is actually really good for Imperial because they do want this to catch out the Karthus. Karthus is slow. So a bot out can easily hit the Karthus. And then following up with any of the tools you got, the Death Mark, the Cocoon, the Forge of the On God, and
Call
or
of the
any
Forge God.
Call of the Forge God. I'm tired.
We get it, we get it.
Or the bullet time. Anything else? Like all of these abilities dodge match with Bard, so it's quite good. I feel. The Akshan, a bit of an X factor for me. What do you think about it?
I'm intrigued, is what I will say. I feel like it has a good, or rather, it has an okay laning phase into Zed early. It also has a lot of roam potential. Obviously, Ukshan's kit was designed to roam a lot. With a Rakan, with a Karthus ulti on top as well. I mean, you've even got a Jinx ulti to think about if they can hit that. I kind of like that because that means that the Bard is picked to match the roams, but then you've got Ukshan to throw in and the roams become unfavored again. So yeah, you don't see it much, but it could be the X factor, like you said. That's probably the perfect description for it.
Yeah, I would think. I would be scared. Like if I'm the Akshan player, I would be scared having this, Elise and Zed staring down at my lane. But let's see how they play out in the game.
Definitely. And last, I guess, lane we've not really touched on is the Ornn versus the Cassante. Now, obviously with Cassante being relatively new and also I think being designed to match with the new items as well, we haven't really seen Cassante at his absolute peak yet. I mean, we saw it earlier, in fairness, but do you kind of have an idea of how you think you expect this lane to go? I mean, obviously Ornn's really good scaling, but how do we see the laning phase going?
Well, I haven't played a matchup myself, or I haven't seen, a lane between them. But all I would say is, so I think both champions have that clapping animation, right? So when on procs a battle, like there'll be a clapping animation.
Yeah.
Uh, I'm not quite sure what Cassante does, and then there's a clapping animation. I
Whenever he applies damage, basically.
So I think whoever top laners clap the other person more wins.
Nice. I need an official clap counter on stream, please. We need to know who gets the most claps because that is the win con here. Last thing that is worth noting is obviously ornaments or the Ornn upgrades. The passive that Ornn is going to offer as the games get later. The last two games have gone 30 plus minutes, so Ornn is definitely going to get through at least 2 to 3 extra upgrades as well. That could be the difference maker. It's always worth mentioning when you have an Ornn how that could be the difference maker. About 1,000 gold per upgrade now since they standardized it with the new items. It's always worth noting when you see an Ornn on the enemy team.
I have reservations though. I think even with on upgrades trickling in, if you're playing Zed Elise and you're not winning the game by the time you're level 14, then you're probably losing. And I don't think those kind of social benefits from on will help you that much. It really feels like if Imperial's team doesn't have a sizable lead, or maybe not gold wise, it's more like objectives and things to go towards where the elite Z is actually useful. Like favorable fights is the word I'm looking for. If Imperial doesn't have favorable fights on the table, then it will be quite doomed.
Okay, so I mean, yeah, we'll have to keep an eye on how Imperial play the early game. I think eyes should be on this Elise. That's where my eyes are going to be. Where is Elise in the early game? How is she playing around the Karthus, but also around her lanes? A good Elise is a very good Elise, but a behind Elise is pretty useless. So, really offers nothing late game, especially if they're behind. So keep all eyes on the Elise. Do we have a pronunciation for their name, by the way?
For whom?
For the Elise?
Casa.
Okay, we're good then. I can roll with that. I was worried about HMP. We're good. We're taking it chill.
Yeah, you just take the part you can pronounce and pronounce that one.
Nice. I'm fine with that. Yeah, we're just loading onto the Rift Day, so we will be in game shortly. And we'll have to see, if Elise gets the early game she wants. Does Karthus just get to farm away? We have some slight spoilers here that I'm not going to talk about just yet till we have the game on stream. But Karthus has some interesting summoners. I mean, not that interesting. They're Karthus summoners, but still.
I personally, I prefer Flash, but I know a lot of players prefer Exhaust, especially against Zed Elise. You kind of, it's a requirement, a prerequisite if you want to play colorless jungle and have fun. Exhaust is what you need. Otherwise, I think other runes look fairly standard. We have the Ignite on Zed, fair enough, and an Exhaust on Akshan, which is also fair enough, and everything else looks fairly standard except for, not except for, it's just a choice for Rakan to take the escape Glacier Augment.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, this is actually something we didn't pick back up in Champs Elite. Rakan is now has been redefined as a melee champion, in the same way that Lilia was. So I was kind of trying to think about how this actually affects Rakan more than anybody else, because like with Lilia, it's very obvious how it affects her. But I think with Rakan, it's kind of interesting because he doesn't really get too many items that give the split between melee and range. So I don't know. Basically, is what I'm saying. Couldn't really work that one out.
Do you know it's Urgot range and melee? Probably range, right?
Urgot's range. Yeah. He's still range.
Yeah. Well, I'm not interested. No, I think some of these it makes sense. I saw the Lilia getting preemptively nerfed as well once she was classed as melee. So we'll see what happens. Game with back in game, and we see quite a standard 5-point, it seems, ish.
Pretty much, yeah. I mean, this ward from the Elise obviously is going to sniff at auction, so nothing too crazy there. Just to point it out again, both junglers have gone for the Gust Walker, the blue pet, which again, to reiterate, is movement speed. I actually think for Karthus, you were saying this earlier, Karthus is a really slow champion. That extra movement speed coming out of brushes and stuff might be kind of nice. Give you a little bit more maneuverability and stuff. So we'll have to see how that plays out as well. Very interesting how these new jungle items are synergizing with different champions. But both junglers starting top side, so we will be seeing some action bot side, possibly around the 3.5 minute mark.
Yeah, there's a lot of skirmish going on in the bot side already. You see health bars are not quite filled. 2-6 is, slightly built down in health, but he has pots, so he'll be fine. Elise doing a honest blue buff right now, actually, Casa. Probably trying to do something really, really early after taking the Gromp.
Seems like it, yeah. Very interesting path here. As top side, we're getting a bit of prior here for the Cassante. I think all just respecting this Cassante, respecting the damage that could come out as well. Some people still yet to really know what Cassante fully can offer, so just playing safe there, letting them get the push. As was that a reset on the Patience? Is Reezy getting caught out by the new Patience Rangers? Did I see?
Yes, yeah. You did see that. So Casa going into the tri-rush now, trying to catch out either Reserie or trying to do something in the bot lane. Actually, we'll see Reserie.
Oh, Flash. Cocoon will go wide. But he's a repel here onto Reserie. There's the exhaust coming through. So actually, I mean, Flash for exhaust, not too bad. The Krug will reset. Can Beanlord get anything here? Only level 2, so very interesting invade from Casa. This is exactly what we wanted to see from this Elise early on.
Yeah, it is a good attempt. It's just not hitting the Cocoon was the downfall. Astro going back for some trade, but actually losing out on the trades here. Getting poked quite low by this Akshan.
And just like that, Castle will take the bot lane Gromp. I think a reset coming through from Rizuri, so he'll be heading for that top side Gromp. Scuttle. A nice split map here. Can Carson maybe look for something bot lane? And that's exactly what they're going to do here. There's no vision. They do have that blue ward behind. Beanlord is using the grand entrance there to get out. Flash out from Beanlord. Again, Carson just forcing summons across the map and getting done what at least needs to get done early.
Yeah, adding summoners are good, but in the end, you have to translate into gold. Like, summoners will be regenerated in 5 minutes. Gold is forever. So, Castle really needs to try to make these kills happen at some point. Top lane clapping each other as we expected, and I guess, as we were saying, who claps each other more wins.
And Cole actually picked up 4 pig heads, so that's interesting. That's how you know that he feels confident this lane is going to be pretty, like, standard. They're not going to fight each other. I mean, watch me say this, going to be completely wrong. As we get a glimpse here, mid lane, Astro's dashing forward there. Ignite onto Sacred. Will it be enough? Will it tick through? Again, I don't think so. For the second time tonight, a mid laner survives below 100 HP with Ignite ticking.
Yeah, losing Ignite here without drawing out the exhaust is actually not great for Imperial side. That means that even when Astro hits level 6, there wouldn't be a... Casa in a bit of a trouble, actually just walks out fine.
Synchroid, I think, possibly as... Okay, we love the auction. Yeah, I think just a little bit afraid to walk up. We are starting to see the jungle gap is starting to happen in terms of farm. So we're already looking at about 3 to 4 camp differential. A little bit of a difference in the speed towards the second part of the smites as well. So the Unleash smite not quite on for either junglers. Carsa looking for yet another gank. Bard using the magical journey there. Unstoppable for Pigheaded was really nice there, but the knockup will come through anyway, and First Blood going the way of the Ornn here for Imperial.
Yeah, finally materializing the early Elise pressure. And look at where Rezarie is going. Rezarie is just going to find camps. He has done his own camps, and he's just trying to get more money from invading. And it is a trade-off. It is a trade-off, but it feels like Karthus is just chilling right here.
Okay, I was worried for MF right there. Rakan not choosing to go in. We'll just dash out here. Beanlord already showing a little bit of what we alluded to in Champ Select, liking this roam style, so constantly going to be looking to move around the map with Rezarie, trying to find these advantages in the enemy jungle. As we see, basically double the farm now for Karthus already. This lead will only continue to get bigger as the game goes on. Can Karsa find the ganks that they want, though, to try and answer that?
Yeah, mid lane here, trying to get it on Sacred Timeline.
No flash, but Cocoon's going to go wide. There's the death mark. Exhaust was used as well, but the death mark will still come through. Astro will die there as we cut straight to top lane. We're getting a little bit of a clap battle here. But yeah, again, Karsa finds the pick that they wanted. The lack of flash for Sacred was detrimental.
Yeah, the magic penetration was coming through. The damage on Elise was so high there. Like, I did not expect Sacred Timeline to fall, especially with the exhaust going onto Astro while the death mark is on as well.
Nice sense of play. I mean, I'm actually surprised at the CS difference in the mid lane, actually. I didn't quite expect it to go like that. I won't lie.
Rezarie in trouble.
Range versus melee. Ornhorn already come through. Yeah, Rezarie, you're not dodging that. It's another kill going to this Zed. 2-0 now, 20 CS lead. You've got to be scared if you're on the same map as the assassin.
Very well played by Imperial, like the jungle mid duo. Like, you got to kill mid lane, and you're gonna extend that by going into the enemy jungle. And obviously, because it's a Karthus, you know that there's a good chance you will actually get a kill out of it. And it's now Astro with 2 kills on a Zed. Like, it's actually very important. As you mentioned as well, the CS league is also very important, because as these snowballing assassins, you really need the items to work. And once Zed can get a mythic, then he can do even more things and potentially just, well, snowball this game out of control.
The Sacred right now just hiding in the invis, trying to do what they can. Not terrible